it tells us we're live, and then it'll say we're going live, and then it says we are live.
Hey!
So hopefully we are live
We're
now.
live.
All right. Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark.
And Jocelyn.
With Walter's World.
Not at all.
We hope you're all doing well and enjoying your fine Wednesday. We have lemonade and vodka for ourselves, because summer is coming and we wanted to have a little summer treat.
It was warm today, so we got a little excited, and it's actually like
warm.
a lemonade shake-up.
Yeah, warm.
It's really tasty.
It was warm. Boys and I stayed outside for like 10 minutes playing basketball, and we're like,
it was
cold.
just windy.
Yes, it was windy. It was blustery. It was a blustery 70. Hey, Mark. Hey, Rebecca. Hey,
Hello,
Ronnie, Nick, Christian. Who else is on here we got today? Indonesian Princess. Good to see you, too. I saw that Giselle was up there and grabbed a shirt. Thanks, Giselle.
Very cool.
Sugar Skull Chick. Hope you're doing well.
That's a good name.
Rory Parlin. Sorry to hear about your Ireland trip, my friend. Well, hopefully we can give you some little Irish stuff in the videos and a few things. Oh, look at all these people popping on. Yvette,
Carmen.
Amar, Carmen, Sarah B, Mr. Blonde, Tanya T, Heidi, Megan, Emma, Miguel, Babs. Oh, Babs in the house. Dominic, good to see you again. Lynn, Andrew.
Where are you from?
Andrew.
Stephen, hello.
Hey, Craig. Good to see everybody up here. Oh, in Iceland. Nice.
Very cool.
We are doing well. We are Kathy Falk. Good to see you. Laura.
Thomas,
Jack,
hello.
Heather. We're just going to read names for a while. Stacy, Craig, Mr. Blonde.
He can read, kid.
Yes, I have learned. Liam,
Yeah,
they say
Thomas
happy birthday.
lives around here somewhere.
Cool. Hey, Steven.
Yeah, Joey, Paul, hello.
Matt needs to grab his drink. There you go.
All right, Julie. Craig is from Dublin.
Cool. Julie from Wyoming.
I'm stuck in Mexico. Not a bad place to get stuck.
No, not at all. Good
Warm
place to
and
be.
Pretty. Michael Mon. Hello, dear. It's
Hey,
good to see you.
Gui. Jane, Lori. I spent
Terry's
256. One state over. Good to see you.
Mache is here. Mark Finley is on.
Any trips going to Joe Exotic Zoo? Probably not. Though we were at a zoo in Lithuania that did have tigers, and I thought about putting compilation video of the little tigers on there, just have some fun with it. But yeah, Rebecca, it's kind of like a roll call tonight. Just saying hi. Oh, Duncan in Queensland.
And Lori's here. Hello.
Oh man, Nifty 50s live. We're doing good.
All right. Oh, the Instagram post, that was sweet of you. I guess for like Liam's birthday, that was Liam turned 9 on Monday, so we had a drive-by birthday party. So it was kind of like a parade just for Liam. It was really great. A lot of our friends drove by, and some had like banners out the window. Others, one of our dearest friends came by with a bullhorn.
Hey, Henry Martinez.
That was fun. Hey, Henry.
What's up, Jack?
And then somebody else was blowing bubbles.
Yeah.
It was really great. And then a couple people gave him gifts, and they like just set them on the ground outside their car. It was kind of funny. And a few people stopped and stood on the side of the road. We all kind of talked across the street from each other, and it was really great. And the resounding thing was that we all really miss socializing.
Yeah, because even people who would stay for like 5 minutes to talk, they're like, this is awesome. We're outside. We've seen people. Mm-hmm. It was cool. Christy T in Chattanooga. Good children's museum there.
Oh,
though
yeah.
I never understood that hard left turn on the highway when we coming down south.
Oh, yeah. Everybody has a hard time with that hard turn there.
Inside how to get my attendance points. Oh, you're fine. I got the grade book right here. You're good to go.
Gals, how was your
It went well. I watched the replay.
I didn't get to. I was writing all night, and so I didn't get to.
We had Liam's birthday.
And we had Liam's birthday party, yeah.
I could see you all were like at first not sure, and then you really got rolling, especially towards the end. So really, really good to see.
Yay, I'm really glad about that.
Cool. Oh, look, another live feeder traveler person. Means to travel is in the house.
There you go. It's nice to see all of you.
So many good people. Ooh, my banana bread finished in time just to jump on here.
Someone from Jordan's hometown climbed Kilimanjaro. Show them your shirt, though, what it actually says. If you cannot climb it, drink it.
So we were there with the grandparents. So of course, we drank it instead. But it's actually pretty good beer, to be honest. I was surprised. Tanzania actually had some good beer. I would drink some Kilimanjaro. That's some good stuff.
Alitos Anesti. Panacos. I don't know the. I'm gonna guess that's
Christos Voskressi.
Voskres. I don't know if that's. Tell me what that is. Tell me what language that is. It's Christos Anesti, but it's.
Hey, Elliot! Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Elliot.
So Tyler was asking, hey, do students who show up for these get attendance points? No, they don't. Honestly, it's funny. Like, so I'm doing the live classes now instead of making all the videos for my like higher level class, and like I'm doing it, and it's honestly, I would think probably of the people that watch it, maybe only like 10% are actually my students watching it. So like they're not watching I'm like, we're doing the class, they're not watching, but at least some people's getting some stuff out. It's Russian.
It's Russian. Okay,
so it's kind of funny.
The gal said they used
a
different software that didn't save the chat, and so they have to fix that. We never save our chats.
No, we don't. Oh, so if you want to save YouTube automatically saves it and then makes it available. You just click the DVR option. It's the default option on YouTube live streams, and it'll show up there. So.
Stephanie W says, my husband and I are planning a trip to Springfield, Illinois later this year, and I'm wondering if you think a day trip to St. Louis, Missouri is a good idea, or is it too much to fit into one day? I mean, it's like 2.5 hours drive, maybe 3.
No, it's not 3 hours. It's 3 hours
downtown.
From here. It's 3 hours from here.
Okay.
So let's say it's 2. It's 2 from Springfield to St. Louis. I would say if you're going to be for a weekend, I mean, you could definitely go for the day. If you get up in the morning and go, you can do the stuff downtown. You could definitely pull it off, see the aquarium at the old...
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to see in St. Louis. Surprisingly, like, a lot.
Yeah, and if you want to go to, like, the zoo, which is really good, that's going to take you farther out. But, I mean, you could do it. Like, I would think more people would do the day trip to Springfield than the other way around.
The other way around. But if you're in Springfield, you could go to New Salem and see the Lincoln sites from his boyhood. So that would probably be a better, because that's not far. It's like 45 minutes or something, probably.
Something like
that might be a better thing, because you get to do a lot more. You wouldn't spend as much time in the car.
So Indonesian Princess, I watched Mark's vid on the Loire Valley today, and I want to go. It is really wonderful there. You do need the car, because otherwise the public transportation just, it'll drive you. Yeah. It doesn't let you really see as much as you want, and then when you get the Chateau burnout, you're just stuck places. So there is that. Lynn Novak, thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all are awesome. Stay safe, miss y'all. Have to run. Much love. Thanks, Lynn.
I hope
we
you're
appreciate
having fun
it.
with whatever you're running to.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Kathy Walters. I hope you're doing well. I enjoyed your live feed last week as well, or this weekend.
Oh, Harley used your work abroad, 5 things you love and hate about working abroad. For his students. That's very cool.
Cool. I'm glad I could help out. And that's one thing that's cool. Is like I've had a lot of teachers over the years write me, because I've had a lot of high school students write, say, "Oh, we watch it like German." I understood like German class and Spanish class, but then it's like, "Oh no, we watch this because they were doing like contemporary history or something like that." And there's actually the school in New Jersey every year. I do a Skype call with their classes on like contemporary issues in society and stuff. So it's kind of a fun thing. Yeah. So let's see who else we have. There is so many people on here today.
Jesseline, do you think the U.S.-Canada border will open up by July? I think it just depends on what's going on and where we're at that point in time. We can all cross our fingers and hope so.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see is obviously domestic travel will open up first. Then it'll be like close borders, places will go, but it's going to be interesting because I mean a lot of people on our Facebook group stuff we were talking about like Czech Republic's like maybe we don't open the border for a year. Some politicians in Italy have said something similar, but it's like there's so much of their economy that is based on tourism. You can say that, and for health reasons, it probably would be a good idea. But the thing is if no one has any money and you can't get the economy going again, and the tourists that come in bring in so much money, it's going to be, you're going to wonder like when people can't afford to pay their bills, they're going to it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a couple super chats here.
Wait,
Thank you very much.
let me say this. Thank you, Def Leppard Rules Rock.
You always mess that up.
I know you always mess it up. Thank you, dear. Should I trust my travel agent in saying that I can probably still go to Hawaii in August?
Well, if they tell you that, get it in an email.
Yeah, get it in writing. The one thing I'm going to say is that, if assuming that you're American, Hawaii is probably more likely than other places.
But you're more likely to go there than to get to go to Fiji or the Bahamas or something
right,
like that.
because it's domestic.
Sugar Skull Life.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you for the super chat. Best medium-sized beach city town in Brazil. João Pessoa in the north, just north of Maceió. I really like that. That's my favorite place to go in the north. It's a smaller town. They actually places you can go. You can learn like Maceió. I was in Maceió, but then I went to João Pessoa. It was just really, really nice. So you're looking at the northeast of Brazil.
Gallivant and Gal says, I was a little lost last night without a live stream to join.
Yeah, I know. I've been hopping on a lot of these lately. Like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's nice to have people like all these things going, just to have somebody to talk to and stuff like that. I know, because last night we were all just wiped out. Like, we were just wiped. We were all just like, I'm done. Yeah,
but still, I wasn't asleep until late. I don't know. I was tired, but I just didn't sleep until late.
Yeah.
Mike Martinez, thank you for the super chat. Mike says, thanks, Mark and Jocelyn, for all you do. Because of you, went to a few good places to eat in San Diego.
Dude, San Diego is awesome for eating. Alberto's and a place with a beef bacon patty. Oh, 50-50? Yeah. Those are the first two places I'm going next time I go to San Diego. So I was hoping to go back there this summer, but they're not having the conference I was going to go to there. So sadly, I will not be back. But yeah, San Diego, it's funny. When people think of California, think of healthy eating, healthy living, everybody's exercising, looks great. Yeah, San Diego, they look great. They look like they're running all the time. But San Diego has some of the most amazing, like horrible for you food, but so good. And there's one place called 50-50, and it's like the burgers are half bacon. Not like bacon strips, like they grind up the bacon with the beef. And it's awesome. And they have a peanut butter and jelly burger with ice cream in it, like in the burger. Dude, it is insane. And their beer line is like 50 feet long. It's a fun place. Really, and the food's really good. Because some places that have these like silly burgers and stuff like that, they're actually not that very good. Like there's the Heart Attack Grill, I think is what it's called, in Las Vegas, where they have like the 8 patties, and if you don't finish it, they hit you with a paddle, and they're dressed all skimpy and stuff, and like they actually hit people. Like you see grown men crying. My buddy and I went there. We're like, nah, we're not doing that. And the burgers were horrible. I'm like, oh, it's just a gimmick. But that place actually had good burgers too. And Alberto's, when you get the carne asada fries. Oh, I miss those.
Hang on, I wanted to say a couple things really quick. So Defiant says, any consideration for visiting Alaska, it might be a worthwhile summer trip if domestic travel is all that's permitted. You know what? That's a really good point. We've been talking about doing an RV road trip. I don't know that I'm willing to drive all the way to Alaska.
You have to go to Canada if the border's not open.
Yeah, if that border isn't open. But, I mean, we could fly. Maybe we go to Alaska instead. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, we just see whatever's open. Because that's the thing is, because people always ask, what's our next trip? And we just got our flights, like we got canceled by Delta for our May and June trips. And then July was going to be U.S. stuff. And then, so now the next thing that's like flying wise in August, and that's to Europe. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have some more credit coming. So, yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. Best city or town you've been to in Alabama. Well, I love Alabama's campus in Tuscaloosa. It might be the most beautiful college campus I've ever seen. I do really enjoy.
Click on the link. It'll probably open up another window, but you can always come back to this. It's okay. We're not going anywhere. We're probably going to be here for a couple more hours. So don't you worry, Babs. For you, we'll stay. Let's see.
Paul Hayes, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, awesome.
Paul says, I'm headed to Los Angeles in March in theory.
I'm guessing that's next March.
And I couldn't think of a more touristy city. Are there any hidden gems or must-do that you can think of? So I haven't been to LA since, oh my gosh. It's been a long time. I mean, I was still a kid. I wasn't a child, but I was still young and dumb. So I don't know that I could give you any good stuff because LA is one of those cities that changes really quickly. So if any of y'all are from LA, I know we've got a couple followers that are on here often from LA. So if y'all do have some information for Paul, put that in at Paul Hayes.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we were like is you all are helpful because we can't get all the questions, but you all like hop in there and help people out. It's just really wonderful.
Adam, you're sweet. How on earth have you not been signed to a travel TV series deal yet? Y'all are Rick Steves on steroids.
That would be nice.
Adam, if you know somebody, let us know.
Yeah, give him our YouTube. We actually did get interviewed a couple times for it, but it was weird because it was like, oh, hey, we want to interview you, but like we're trying to do an interview, but they're like, wait, you videotape us, but no one's there talking, so it's like we're supposed to sell ourselves. We didn't know what we were supposed to do. I mean,
we had no clue.
We
still don't have a clue.
Yeah, and I think now that we do all these live feeds, it's like we kind of know like, oh, what they want to see is how we would do things and stuff like that. And so there's a couple we did. We did like a...
Well, and they didn't tell us what they were pitching. They just were like, you're cool travel YouTubers. You know a lot of stuff, so...
Yeah, and then we talked to some friends of ours that work in the industry.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, be careful with that because what they might be doing is just fishing for your idea. And then they'll get your idea and you will lose it. And then, so you want them to pitch their idea to you. And you would be the host for their show because if it's your show, you don't want to lose it. So it was kind of interesting, but we haven't been interviewed for... It's been a while, and I don't think it helped that Travel Channel turned into the Paranormal Channel, and there's a whole channel that does not have travel anymore.
It's just the Turvel.
Whoa!
What
Def
happened
Leppard
there?
rules rock. Thank you very much.
You got it.
I got it right. Well, it's because I've only had one drink so far. Any chance you guys?
Saturday mornings too.
That's because I'm tired. Any chance you guys might go to Hawaii for domestic travel? Yeah, we would like to go there. I know the kids. It's actually Alaska because we have our wall up or our map on the wall upstairs where the pins are where we've been, but we have different pins where we want to go. And both Alaska and Hawaii are on the let's get
for
there
the went to see. Yes, nice to see that Mark's voice is all right again. Yes, it's taken a week to get him back to real.
I know. So I'm really behind in my business videos. That's why I've only been doing the live ones because I got to put out a bunch of business videos. What do you like?
Michael Vaughn, this is ridiculous. Trying to listen, type, and moderate while riding a bike. I'm just not that coordinated.
Yeah, Michael, don't moderate. Don't just
chill.
Just chill because I'm worried you're gonna hurt yourself. And you know, like that Minnesota, Wisconsin, Walters World fan base, it's pretty close on here. You all get like dangerous, and if you fall, that's gonna be one less Minnesotan. So I worry about you, buddy.
What's your favorite place in Canada?
Quebec City.
Yeah, so far for me, Quebec. And then Prince Edward Island is a close second. And I'm going to claim the whole island because it was really cool. So those would be my two big ones right now.
Hey, Paul Hayes said, thank you, Purdue. I didn't see Purdue on here. I hope you're doing well,
Hello.
buddy. Another thing. So, since I found our old Canada videos and found the top 10 sites, I never put out the top 10 sites for Prince Edward Island and a 511 hates, which is actually only 4 hates, but of Ottawa, I found those. So I'm trying to put those together. So I figured the next few weeks we'll do some like throwback Thursdays of some of these older videos I found that we never put out. So kind of make a little something extra. But tomorrow will be the top 10 sites in Ottawa.
And Liam makes a tiny little guest appearance
at the very end when he couldn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
Hey, Traveling the World. Good to see you.
What does that say?
Which one?
For you, we'll stay. That's the sweetest thing you've ever said, Mark. I'm going to pretend it was for me.
Well, Rebecca, if you would have told us all those cool tips on the food thing, you know. So a lot of you have asked for us to or asked Jocelyn, not me, no one asked me, but asked Jocelyn if she could do some recipes or something like that. And so she actually, on her own accord, started writing for a blog for making like stuff for Greek Easter this weekend, but we ended up filming it. So we'll have a video because we're going to do, the plan is, you can tell.
So the plan is Mark wants to do this on the first Friday of every month, have Foodie Friday, where I make something that is inspired by a place that we've traveled to. Because often when you travel, and I know a lot of you guys go abroad often, it's difficult to find a lot of the things that you need to make those things at home. So you kind of have to improvise a little bit. Also, I don't measure things. That's why I'm a really bad baker. Excuse me. So anyway, I'm doing inspirational food or food inspired by travel. And we're going to try to do it. Mark wants to do it on the first Friday of every month. I said...
Ish. I'll give you the
There's a big ish because, I mean, if we're traveling, I may not have a kitchen to film things in. And if I don't bust out a whole bunch of them like now...
Because Jocelyn wants to give the whole meal, not just the one dish.
Well, I should just do dishes because that would be easier and it would be like a lot shorter. But like Easter dinner, and our Easter dinner this year was so different. It's usually a leg of lamb,
we had that.
Potatoes.
We had that.
And I made mousse de maracujá, which is a Brazilian dessert, which is one of my favorites, which isn't normally what I do on Easter, but I wanted some. But I didn't make tomadas. I didn't make spanakopita. I mean...
Yeah, so apparently we're only gonna make Greek food, so I'll come up and pull some things.
I mean,
see, I thought it would be good to have some fun with it. Maybe I can come in and teach you guys how to make Kraft mac and cheese. And
our European followers may
true.
be interested in how you make blue box.
Well, I think you'd have to do that, but I think we need to make how to make real American homemade mac and cheese.
Now that I do well.
That you do well, so we can do that. And then, so Mark Finley asks, "Is that beard or no beard?" It is a no beard video tomorrow. That's how old this is.
It is a no beard and short hair and short for Mark.
Well, yeah, for me, yeah.
He has such a baby face, y'all. It's so cute.
So Traveling was asking, what were you supposed to see in Israel before your trip got messed up twice? Believe me, I'm still pissed about this. So we were going to. So we had 3 days in Jerusalem, and 1 day going over to Bethlehem and Jericho, and then we had 2 days in the Sea of Galilee. Then we had a day in Tel Aviv. Then we flew down to the south. And in the south, Eliat, I don't know how to say it.
Eliat,
we were going to be there for a few days. Then we went over to Jordan to go there for a little bit, and then we came back, and then we went back to Tel Aviv for a couple days. And, well, not this time.
So I don't know, and still we were missing things. Israel is small, physically small, but there is so much to see. Yeah. And the amount of history that is in just that whole area is just wow, So
growing up without borders, hey. So Chantal and her awesome kids and her camera shy husband also have a travel channel called Growing Without Borders. They put us to shame. Their kids have been to 1,000 countries and stuff like that.
No, they're like 100.
They're over 100.
They're over 100.
And we did they interviewed us for one of their shows this week. If you go in our community feed when this is over, or now if you like, you're trying to listen to us, you can go there and I have it in our community feed and you can click on there to watch. But yeah, very nice people.
Very cool.
Chloe's got a good rap voice, by the way. Respect.
So nice to see you on here. I'm glad you could join us.
Mm-hmm.
Babs apparently made my chicken. I'm glad you made my chicken dish. That's very exciting. No, it wasn't frango tuvo. I can't.
We have a couple of Portuguese dishes we're gonna put out there too.
Oh, it was the Greek style chicken, I think.
Oh, Super Baking Mom has some LA tips. The Broad Museum, Grand Central Market to eat, Angel's Flight, and Chinatown, to name a few. Thank you, Super Baking Mom. You could probably learn from her about the Super Baking.
I probably could because I can't bake. Mr. Blonde says Ben and Jerry's is what I'm eating all the time, every time.
Yeah, is that your quarantine? That's your quarantine diet.
So, Mr. Blonde, my mom and I got to go to the Ben and Jerry's factory a year, 2 years ago, I guess, year and a half ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Year and a half ago. That was a really fun thing. You actually get to go in and watch them putting the ice cream into the containers and stuff. It was really cool. I totally enjoyed that.
So, the Daramundi. Hey, guys. I'm looking at traveling to the Caribbean. Awesome. Once international travel is allowed, what countries would you recommend there that would be affordable to a university student?
The Caribbean is not cheap. The Bahamas are less expensive than many other places.
Notice, less expensive.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can find deals to the Bahamas and you can find less expensive things there than probably anywhere else in the Caribbean, in my opinion. Puerto Rico is another place that is, it's about on par with U.S. prices generally. Yeah. It's a little less and some things will be less, but it's never more than U.S. prices, at least in my experience.
That's true. That is probably That's a good call. That's
and
good
then
call.
Jamaica, you can do it in Jamaica. However, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you're paying for safety in some areas of Jamaica, because although it is an amazing place, they do have safety issues in some areas. So you really need to do a serious amount of research on that. And then, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. Look at Belize, not the Keys, but other parts of Belize. It's on the Caribbean side, and also the Caribbean side of Costa Rica and things. I know it's not an island, but you still get that flavor and stuff. So,
and you can get some cheap tickets to Costa Rica.
And it'll be less expensive for you.
So Adam, 47150, next time you're in Louisville, Kentucky area, the first round of drinks are on me. Thank you, my friend. I got a buddy of mine who's going to be starting teaching down there next year.
If you only had 7 days in Italy and could see 3 cities / region, where would you go?
I would probably do Amalfi Coast.
7 days, darling.
Well, how hardcore am I going? Am I like, he said 3 regions.
He said cities / regions. So for me, I would stay up north or stay down south. So okay, I would go to Venice, but Venice is just a day. You don't need to spend the night there. Stay somewhere outside. We like to stay in Vicenza because we have family there. Friends that are like family, in case you don't know about my language skills. Anyway, Venice for a day. You can see a lot of the other towns like Verona and Padua and things like that. But then you can go west and go to Florence. And you definitely need a couple days in Florence. And then like Lucca, skip Pisa altogether. But you could get a lot of northern Italy just stopping. And the trains are pretty good up there. And then, or I would start in Rome and then do that. Or start in Rome and then go down to Amalfi. But it would be like Amalfi and Rome and maybe Sorrento.
Well, I used Sorrento.
Stay in Sorrento.
Because you only had 7 days. I'd give yourself 2 or 3 days in Rome and then go down the Amalfi Coast. And you got a day in Naples. You're staying in Sorrento. You go to Amalfi. You go to the Isle of Capri. You do Pompeii. And you got Herculaneum, and you can really see that and really feel that region and do that.
Yep.
Or find another day trip going someplace else. We run Vegas. Thank you very much for the super chat. That is super nice of you.
Thank you. I'm glad you run Vegas. That sounds like a fun job.
Yeah, I know. Let's see.
Hang on, that went fast.
Sloan Mama says, I like Foodie Friday. I say just one dish because it'll be easy for us to watch and follow along.
All right, I'll just do one from now on. Oh, Rebecca says Kraft mac and cheese tutorial for the win. My goodness.
But you know what? There is a difference. You have master craft makers and you have Jocelyn.
How dare you?
I will stick to my mac and cheese skills.
You know what? I'm not making you any more cocktails tonight. How about them apples?
The truth, hey, honest travel reviews.
It's not honest. It's a crappy opinion. The children like my mac and cheese.
No, they don't. They like mine better. Notice.
I'm hurt. Shut up. Don't talk anymore.
I believe the term is.
Ooh, Catalina Island.
It
is. Shut up, Mark. Catalina Island is nice. I haven't been there in a minute. Ronnie Dove says, which would you rather go to, Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic? So
I'd probably do Puerto Rico just because it's safer and you can go see more stuff, whereas Dominican Republic a lot of times just kind of gets stuck in your resort.
It is that's the thing, is that the Dominican is something where, like you said, you'll get stuck in resorts. Whereas Puerto Rico is you can get all over the island. You'll have to rent a car. And by the way, the police drive with their lights on just on the interstate all the time. They're just always on. So one was coming up behind me and I'm slowing down and I'm inching over because he's right behind me and people are honking and freaked me out. It's just the way they drive. They're not pulling you over. And I was like, I'm really not speeding. It was crazy. Would you ever go anywhere in Venezuela? I would wait for things to calm down in Venezuela before right now. Simply because we're traveling with our kids and stuff as adults. If it were just us, I might think differently about that. But right now, I'm just gonna let Venezuela figure itself out. And when things are a little bit calmer, then yes. Actually, Caleb's godfather is Venezuelan and has quite a lot of family still there. So I would love to go and go with him and have, the real experience, but
he said no.
But he's not going right now, and he's like, you're not going either. So yeah. Elliot says, I
can make my own drink.
Well, aren't you fancy?
That's right. I got twist off. That's how fancy I am tonight.
Elliot says, I'm planning a trip to Guatemala. I cannot read that. Antigua and Tikal, possible to see.
Where's he at? Sumac Champi. Okay, Antigua and Tikal, possible to see in a week. Yes, it's definitely possible to see in a week. That won't be a problem. Make sure when you're scheduling your drivers, you get that taken care of before you go, so everything's like on the up and up. To make it easy for yourself, you can do the chicken buses between there, but pack extremely light and have everything that's valuable to you on you when you go through there. I mean, Guatemala's gotten better, but there's some of those like towns on the lakes.
There's some like fishy bits.
Yeah,
but it's really lovely.
Mr. Blonde, I actually had a dream that I was watching a Mark video with no beard, but it was 2020 Mark. It was weird. This is a true story. See, they're talking about how this COVID stuff is causing people having weird whack dreams. Mr. Blonde, there it is, right there.
Was it National Geographic? I just saw an article about this. I think in National Geographic, my friend Ryan actually posted it. And I read part of it and then, got sidetracked because, I don't know, children, husband, dog, ADD, I don't know. Anyway, so that's a thing. It's a real thing right now. And it's probably the stress. It's probably because we've all lost our damn minds.
Yeah, I think we're all getting to that point. Like, that was the thing. We had those people come by, and it was like, people. I see people. It's amazing.
Well, we all felt that Monday. I mean, like all of our friends were just we were it's like we needed so very little to be so happy with one another.
Yeah.
And as several people wrote on my blog, they're like, you got me all teary-eyed. And I didn't mean to. I mean, I was joyous over this. I felt so good and happy, It was wonderful.
Julie Oakley, chance this one. Taking a 15 to 16 day trip to Ireland next year. Would a 2-day stop off in London be enough to see some of the good sites? Yes, it would be. And if you're just going to pop over for it, that's definitely doable. With 15 to 16 days, you probably could make it 3 days. But yeah, I'm going to say with the travel and stuff like that, because then you have 2 full days of travel to see stuff. British Museum is free and well worth it. If you're going to pay for something, the one museum I think is really worth paying for is the Tower of London. It is not cheap. It is like $40 per person.
Babs says that she was in Israel for 14 days and it still wasn't enough time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why
I think it's one of those places you're going to have to go several times to really absorb so much.
Yeah. Tom 79, do you recommend Ireland? Yes, I highly recommend Ireland. It's actually one of the places we recommend first when you're looking for like a first trip to Europe. That's one of the things we do.
It's a good
Oh,
start.
Miranda Burgos, who was actually there and drove by. So I was very excited.
That was cool. Carlos, I don't know if they asked, but how was Liam's birthday? So we were just talking about that. I hope you caught that. Liam's birthday was excellent. At the end of the night, he said it was great. It was so much better than I ever expected. I mean, he really didn't think he was going to get anything. He didn't think he was getting gifts. I did order a box birthday cake because I make their cake every year, but it comes from a box.
And she does a fantastic job because she's a fantastic baker, and the entire cake is still sitting over there waiting for us to have another piece.
Hey, you know what was
really good? Be great? French chocolate pie. That Kathy Walters lady on there makes some really awesome French. Ooh, she can. Oh, actually, if you want to see an old cooking video of ours, you can see my mom and I making wassail for Christmas.
Oh yeah, your wassail
at my mom's house.
I was like, what?
We did have a cooking one long time ago.
But it wasn't
So Gennady
So
Schenfeld, you've been commenting a lot of times. I want to say hi. I didn't get to comment back on some of your stuff before. Good to see you up on here. Thank you,
hi,
Chantal.
Blaine.
Yeah, as you can tell, we're a little bit behind on the talking stuff. So there's that. Armin, did you ever visit Slovenia? Yes, we've been. We highly recommend it. We feel it's kind of one of those overlooked places in Europe because it's kind of like on the end of the road, like in a weird dust place, but it's fantastic.
It is. It's a great place to see, especially like the nature there is really wonderful. Go in spring or summer. Go when the weather is warm.
But service is great. Food is great. It's beautiful. It's small, so you can see a lot of the stuff. Well worth it.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. Mr. Blonde, Mark, I was listening to you on the the podcast with your Australian friend. Yeah, Ben. Yeah. And I love the story about Caleb's teacher. Yeah. So when Caleb's in first grade, he got in trouble for lying, and he came out his first day and he was crying. I'm like, what's wrong? The teacher said I can't lie. I'm like, what happened? I told him I've been to like 22 countries, and she said don't lie. And I walked right back and said, hey, we do travel videos. He's been to first grade.
It was a lot more than 22 countries.
No, back then.
Is that it?
Well, we didn't. That first grade is 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Oh, I guess maybe.
I mean, he's at 50 now.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. Like, I mean, the child had lived abroad and whatever, it's like.
So I made her. So she apologized to him, but I'm like, you need to apologize in front of the class because you made him look bad on his first day. I was a little upset.
Yeah, that was crappy.
Yeah.
Means to travel. Ben and Jerry's dairy-free ice cream is actually really good.
It is. We have.
I don't say that lightly. Most others are yucky. You know what else I really like, Liz, is the I like to get, I think it's So Delicious makes Cocoa Whip. So it's like Cool Whip, but it's dairy free and it only has 2 grams of sugar for 2 tablespoons, which is all I really need anyway. But I freeze that and I eat it like ice cream, and nobody else likes it, so I can eat right out the container.
Yeah, ain't nobody want that stuff.
It's so good. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, so Banacos asks, Brazilian pasteles or pastéis? Yeah, so
Pastéis.
In Brazil, imagine, okay, I'm sure a lot of you have had the old McDonald's apple pies that melt your mouth because they're so hot inside. So it's kind of like that, but a bigger thing, and it's a pastry, and it's filled with different stuff. So you can get it with like dulce de leche in there, you can get it with meat in there, you can get it with cheese in there, you get all kinds of stuff. Oh, it is so good. So those are fantastic over in Brazil.
I do want to say this. Elliot says Cuba is really cheap. So Cuba is cheap, but for Americans is very complicated to get to. And right now I'm not even sure what the rules are because they like to change those like every 6 weeks. So it's a little difficult.
So Leyenda61, has staying at home in the States impact your desire for places you haven't experienced yet? Yes, I want to go to all of them. All right now. So it's kind of interesting. I think because we've been quarantined for over 40 days now, and at first and we had gone
41. We're past biblical proportions.
There you go. And I know for me at first it was like, okay, I was like, and I think like about 2 weeks ago, that's when I hit the like peak, like I want to go travel, I want to see something new, and now I'm kind of like just gonna collapse. So like I was gonna teach my classes, get this done, film a bunch of stuff for my Professor Walter stuff.
My.
Yeah, these things, and then put out some more videos. And that's when I found the old Canada videos. I'm like, screw it, we're gonna put them out. We're gonna make some fun Throwback Thursday videos, and we're gonna do some other things, and kind of doing that because I know we're all so bored. Like everybody's burned out of the news. And
I haven't even watched the news in 40 days.
Honestly. Since we made
the TV off.
The Don'ts of Quarantine, people are tired of that. We've already. How many of you have gone through everything on Netflix? You're like, there is nothing left. Like I've gone through like my favorite YouTube channels. Like I've gone through Weird History. I'm like scrolling back like 2 years till they started. I'm like, wow, you guys are a lot better now. But I'll still watch this. You're like, so that's why I'm like, we need to put more stuff out so people have something else to watch.
I bought BritBox.
You got the 7-day free trial.
Yeah, well. I'm sure it's going to stay after 7 days.
Yeah.
Because Mama needs herself some British TV.
Samati, do you guys miss Hesburger? Every day.
Is that Armati?
No, that's Samiti.
Oh, I thought Sammy. You said, I'm sorry.
So, Samiti, just for the Hesper reference, Today I made I took some ground beef, chopped it up, put some spices in there, and then poured queso in there and stirred it up and made that as a dip for the kids. And it looks like the punani mayonnaise, the red mayonnaise at Hesper. And all I could think was this would be better if it was punani mayonnaise. If it was red mayonnaise. So yes, I still miss it.
All right. Oh wow. Scott says we're coming out of level 4 lockdown on Tuesday in New Zealand. As the rate of infection are 6 to 7 people a day, hell yes, I can get whiskey. Only supermarkets are open and they're not allowed to sell spirits.
What?
I'm sorry, but during quarantine, that should have changed.
I wanted to go to New Zealand. We were going to go to New Zealand later this year.
I don't know. I've got questions now.
I got questions about your priorities. It's funny because like some places were like, oh, we have the right to stop liquor sales, or they're stopping liquor sales earlier. There's some places that like certain aisles get like locked off and stuff like that. But I'm glad you're off level 4 so you can get back to the store to get some stuff. But
to get some cocktails.
Hopefully you can get some cocktails because it's funny they're showing like unhealthy living has gone up way higher in terms of alcohol consumption, smoking, things like that, bad eating. I've been drinking. I don't know if I'm drinking more on Wednesdays. Yes, because usually I don't drink on Wednesdays because I have to teach at 8:00 in the morning on Thursdays. My Wednesday consumption is way up. But the food wise, there's some really interesting things about that, and there's all kinds of stuff. So it's we all could be better. We gotta do that. Oh, Iceman saying second rounds on him in Louisville. I think I see a thing coming. Hey Darian, how you doing, good buddy?
Truly, we only drink on Wednesdays. I mean,
well, I drank I drank on Monday.
Yeah, Mark drank on Monday.
When you're just like,
I'm gonna blow it out.
Yeah,
Thank you, Darian, for just being you.
And the Georgia magnet. Thanks, buddy.
Even if it is in Florida colors. I read that whole thing. You posted thank you, and I thought that Darian was writing that, and I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm just a
Look,
big fat
Rebecca
idiot.
got it right. Shut up, Mark. That's been a while ago because you want to say shut up for a while. We are like way behind on the chat. I'm sorry, people.
Well, and also because every time I tried to get my mouth going, you kept going.
I'm sorry. Mr. Blunt says, Jocelyn, your blog reads are interesting and awesome. Also, the struggles of homeschooling. Yeah, I had...
Please, God, help me.
So we're on 5 weeks of me teaching Caleb's math and working with him in these things, and I got a thing from the teacher today, like, okay, now, can you go back and grade all of his stuff? I'm like, he got him right. I'm
sorry.
I'm not going back 5 weeks to grade his stuff.
But you're literally sending him... do questions 1 through 25 and questions on one page, and then the next page do questions 1 through 40. That's what he gets every day. He has like anywhere from like 40 to 50 math problems in the book. It's just the next page. Mark's doing all the teaching, and now he has to grade it.
But I mean, I would say that his math teacher is awesome.
She is.
I have students who had her in junior high. That when they came to college, they still talk about her. So she does a good job. But now it's I
have all the buts. I don't have anything after but. I'm frustrated. I'm also really frustrated with his English teacher because I firmly believe that my child should be writing a 5-paragraph essay every week minimum. And 2, they should be writing about this. They should be writing about quarantine and COVID and what this is like for them. What do they see? Because they're living in history, and he's not having them write anything like that. And I'm like this far away from just throwing a big fat.
Well, they only have like 2 weeks left, or 3 weeks left. So we're like, eh. So Adam 4715, hey, I've heard the places in Central Europe like Bratislava are very affordable. It's a good value for the money. Yeah, a place like Bratislava is very much a good value for your money, especially if you're thinking about going to Vienna. I always recommend doing that. Like I was going to be teaching in Vienna when we were this summer, which got canceled. But it's weird. I'm still teaching for the university in Vienna, but I'm doing it online. So it's like that's not anywhere near as fun as actually being there. But Jocelyn was gonna go, and we were gonna take my students to Bratislava for the day, but then she was gonna stay there with the boys. We were gonna spend the night there instead of in Vienna, and then come back and I would have her teach.
Yeah, because I'd rather hang out in Bratislava than Vienna. That's just who I am. There was something there.
Rebecca Point, I legit put money in my savings account just so I get a Shut Up Mark shirt when that happens. I'm not taking a shit. I'm missing it. Yeah, we will have that. We've already talked to our guy. It will be there because for those of you who don't know, when you see all these clothes going by, this is actually raising money for our Meals on Wheels here in Champaign.
Or
you. So if you're an artist, if you're a small business, an organization, you need help raising money, you can sell these shirts as well. It's like when you sold, pizzas in grade school for the band. You're selling t-shirts. Every single item that sells, your organization, if you're an artist, you're a creator, whatever, $10 goes to you. So if you want to sign up, you go pausetheworld.com and you can sign up that way. We're doing this probably to the middle end of May just to try to help out. And I know we've got, I think about 10 people have signed up. So we're helping out other people. So it's nice to see.
Just go viral because I know there are so many people out there that need help.
Yeah. And I don't know how to get it. It's funny. Like I'm a marketing professor. You think I'd know how to get these things out, but there's no like
it's a different sort of thing, I guess. And
because YouTube won't we did a video on it talking about it and it didn't get served to anybody because it's like, oh, it's not a don'ts of travel. I should have said the don'ts of travel, pause for the world, and then we would have got people watching it. So
well, maybe we should do that. We'll just make a lie video. It's not a lie. It's just
it's a means to an end.
It's a means to an end. I just
for the greater good.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Voldemort.
Okay,
friend
stop.
of all.
Inside Lauren's brain. Have you ever had Chick-fil-A mac and cheese? So good. No, I've never had it. You know why? Because I get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, no bun, add cheese and extra pickles every time.
And I get your sandwiches with another. I get a sandwich with a side of sandwich. So though that salad thing they have is pretty good.
Oh, the power salad.
Is it a superpower salad?
I don't know. Superfood salad, power something?
I feel like it's whatever those buzzwords are, it's those buzzwords. Means her travels. No, she's a marketing guru from the University of Indiana, or Indiana University. So she knows. Derek, he wouldn't, but Lisa would. Ow, Lisa, thank you.
All right.
You got me in the eyes. Oh, just so you know, I would prefer Paris, France over Paris, Texas, or Paris, Illinois, in case you were wondering. Jimbo, Billy Bob, Good Time says best mac and cheese is at California Pizza Kitchen. I have not had that because the only time I see California Pizza Kitchens when I used to fly out of St. Louis Airport. I think they had it there, and I have not seen it for a while.
And Growing Up Without Borders says you're going to love Guatemala, and they spent quite a bit of time there. And I have to say we enjoyed our time there too. What? Why are you giggling?
Nothing. I got a thing I was laughing at.
What?
No, B.N. Smith Law, who has the cutest kid ever and somehow looks like him, but the kid's way cuter. It's weird. My wife once tried to make mashed cauliflower and tried to pass it off as mashed potatoes. Yeah, no one falls for that cauliflower rice crap. No one does, like zoodles.
I didn't try to pass
No one falls for that crap.
But I didn't try to pass it off as mashed potatoes.
How do you mess up the flavor? I really hope you did not say, how do you mess up the flavor of mashed potatoes out loud? Because, you would have been sleeping outside, my friend.
Oh, funny.
Oh, Carlos was going to go to Italy on May 30th, so I had to cancel. Then I booked a flight to Puerto Rico and went a week to U.S. to the travel ban. That's.
I know. It's not just your luck, Sugar. It's everybody's luck right now.
I know. That's my thing. It's like, because we've pushed back flights, we've already been canceled, pushed back to later this year, and they have it where you get the credit. You can use the credit for up to 2 years and stuff like that. But we had so many things going. I'm like, I don't know how many of our trips are going to get canceled and how much. Granted, e-credit's great, but the thing is, when we get a chance to use it.
Stop! Don't touch it. You just when you're done. I know, but I needed. Okay, somebody asked. I didn't get your name, but somebody asked what we do to protect our passports, and we keep them in. It's called Zero Grid. I'm not gonna run up and whatever, but it's a zipper thing. And
we have them out just in case we miss our passports.
We have one that holds up to 6 passports, and so it.
Is there a surprise announcement?
No. Oh God, no! As I sit here and have cocktails.
There you go. Well, it's for grandma and grandpa because they come with.
No, it's anyway, but it's RFID protected and stuff. It's got nice little zipper pockets. It always has a pen inside too, so you can.
Oh, Babs said there's a problem with the pause link, Mark. I will have to check that myself.
Pausefortheworld.com.
Did he take my phone?
Jose Pereira. Hola. Thank you for the super chat, or should I say obrigado. Hey guys, Savannah or Charleston for 24 hours. Like food, history, local architecture, charm, and spirits to go with my cigar. Hang on. I'm a Savannah girl. And I'm going to tell you Savannah. And here's why. It has all of those things. There's a great cigar store in City Market too. And spirits to go. We actually get to take your drink to go. In the historic district of Savannah, you can take anything under 20 ounces. Is that
as
right?
long as it's in a plastic cup, you're good to go.
And it's in plastic. It can't be in glass. So you can take your cocktails with you and you can meander around the city and drink and smoke your cigar that you got in City Market. And so both cities are really wonderful. And Jose, why don't you direct message us and I'll give you a few places to go and eat. I just need to sit and think about it more than I can sit and think about it right now.
So Babs was asking the link. So when I clicked on the link, that's what shows up in the phone. And then I clicked the link that's on the live feed underneath, and I went to pausefortheworld.com, and it worked on my end. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Terry said she did it, and she didn't have any problems either.
Okay, so it could be one of those things. They don't want you to make the world a better place, Babs. Evil people out there. Okay, now I got to scroll about 700 comments. I'm sorry. Yeah, Paul Tipton's on here, and I haven't even gotten to his question,
Hi,
Jed.
Paul.
Did he squirt Caleb with the slime gun? No, we have not got it cleaned off yet, though I trust that you're safe and everything's fine. We have not got it out, but your dad was just laughing, Miranda, when he gave the slime to me with the slime gun. I'm like, thanks. I want to remember that. I'm going to give Julia, like, hey, ever see a show you can't do that on television? And they just slime all the adults? Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Scrubber's in Hoffman Estates. What's up?
Oh, cool. You've got a lot of students from up that way, huh?
So, Ian, I'm drinking whatever this is. It is what they had at the grocery store that looked fancy, and it was under $10. You know, because it's a quarantine. We got to be economical. I was never in Yugoslavia, but I have been in Slovenia, Croatia, and Montenegro.
I know. I was going to say. I'm like,
So it's been a while. Well, it's kind of like, I was in a country that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Like, I think, I was never in Czechoslovakia. It was always Czech Republic and Slovakia when I was there. So, let's see. Oh, yes. Means of travel makes a good point. If you go to the Tower of London, make sure you do a Beefeater tour. It is well worth it. And the Crown Jewels, when you go see the Crown Jewels, it's actually like a moving walkway that goes around. So you wouldn't do that quick.
Rusty says that Kathy Walters is a national treasure.
Yes,
that
she
is. So
is.
wonderful.
Thank you, Rusty Shuckford.
That is
I
sweet.
agree.
She is really wonderful, and I love her.
I love her more.
Hang on. Oh, Carlos wants a piece of cake sent to Arizona. I don't know that it'll make it all that well, but you know.
No, it was good. It was a lemon cake with a lemon bar in the middle with raspberry coulis on the top. So actually, it was pretty good.
Jack Presley. Okay, it says, I can't even say this without giggling.
It's crazy. I went to B&M, a British shop, and had to wait over an hour to get in the shop because it was allowing one person at a time and there was social distancing. That's what you're laughing about?
It's the B.
Every time
I've ever seen it. Every time I've been in England.
So for those of you that don't know,
or UK, I guess.
Jocelyn's mother is a nurse, and she doesn't say going to the bathroom. She says you have a BM, a bowel movement. She's like, oh, do you have a BM? Like, oh, did you have some water?
So when I was a child, I wasn't allowed to say poop. we said BM. And anyway, so anytime I see something with BM on it.
And I'm the one drinking the bottle of wine.
Shut up.
Pulling out some for my buddy Derek, who's probably working.
Paul says, with solo travel, would you do your own thing and be impulsive, or spend more money and join a group and with a guide and learn more culture?
I go solo.
So we do solo, generally speaking, and when we hire guides, and we do hire guides because we do want to delve into the culture. Sometimes we know there are places that we just really need somebody to drive and guide often. So we tend to hire guides for just the four of us.
And that's one thing is what might be interesting is you don't realize when you do a tour, you pay per person for a tour, like if you go in a group. what you might want to do is consider how much would it cost for a family of four to do that tour versus we have our own driver. What you might see is to get a personal driver versus having those 4 individual tickets. The price sometimes isn't that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Like maybe 10%. I mean, we've seen where it's like almost the same or maybe 10, 20% more. I'm like, then we get to choose our own thing. And when you go on those group tours, you always end up at the market for like 2 hours to try to sell you stuff.
And if you've got
you don't
kids,
have to.
that sucks.
You don't have to. You're like, hey, let's go. Like, oh, I'm like, I'm not buying anything. We're leaving now.
Well, and the other part for us is that Mark is filming often, or I mean, sometimes I am too. But when we have a guide, we can say, hey, you know what? That's a really beautiful vantage point. Can we stop right here on the side of this road? And we do it all the time.
Like, remember Paul in Rwanda? He's like, wait, don't film yet. I'm going to take you someplace. And
yes,
so I filmed our, what is it like? I interviewed him, like, what's to know before you go to Rwanda? Have that. And then I did the mistakes travelers make. And I haven't put that one out yet because there's no point in putting out a helpful video when no one's traveling because no one's going to watch. But that one's got this amazing view in the hills of Rwanda. Oh, my God.
So beautiful. Y'all, Rwanda is one of the most beautiful countries, and the people are magnificent. I think that it is a light for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
They're doing it right.
So a lot of people were talking about Irish pubs and how great they are. They are. It's so much fun meeting the locals there and just talking because the Irish are so outgoing that it's easy to meet people when you're there. Like, that's the thing. It's like Ireland, Scotland, Italy, those places, Spain, I think too, like really easy, like in Europe, really easy to meet locals. Brazil, I thought it was really easy to meet locals there. Where else? Peru was kind of okay, but not like. But like, there's certain places you go that it's easy. Like the locals like chat you up when you're sitting there. Like it's like when you go to like in the U.S., someone hears you with an accent, like, "Oh, where are you from?"
Americans will do that a lot too. So you come over here with any kind of accent, Americans are like, "Hey," and sometimes they're like a little too excited, but it's just we're that way. Jimmy, I do enjoy driving on the left. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't really bother me at all. I have a hard time like looking in my rear view mirrors and putting on my seatbelt. But minus that, I'm very comfortable driving on the left.
Scorpios 1102. Dublin is my backup if we can't go to Italy. Top 5 place to see. If you're in, well, let's say, okay, I want to guess you're probably going to do it for a week. I would actually go out and explore. Go to Kilkenny on your way to Galway, then do the Barron, going down to the Cliffs of Moher, do Ring of Kerry or Dingle, Ring of Kerry, then come back.
You just wanted to say Dingle.
Yep, Dingleberry. Hi, Lori Sims. Hope you're doing well. It's okay, whatever you spelled wrong. We still love you.
Claradia says, when international travel, and honey, if I am butchering that name, please let me know. When international travel opens back up, will we need to be concerned about getting locked out of our home countries or locked in another country? So a lot of countries are repatronizing people. They're sending over planes to get them back. Not all. There are countries who have been very good about going and getting their people. Other countries have not. So look and see what they've done this time. What? I know, but can I let?
No, go on. I'm gonna talk.
So look and see what your country has done this time, and whatever you do, wherever you go, I wouldn't go anywhere right now internationally that I wasn't comfortable with the culture, the language, and the healthcare system. That's just my personal thing. So yes.
Yeah, you just commented on there.
I did. I commented on there.
You commented.
What did you comment?
I didn't comment. That was you.
You're such a butthole.
That was anyway. Yeah, I forgot I was going to talk about on there. So you covered most of the stuff. Oh yeah, basically what you were saying on that one. Inside Lawrence Way, we have not been to Thailand. That was another one that we had a wedding to go to. That kind of took that up. What are you taking it back? You don't love me?
No.
Let's see. Ronnie Dove, favorite Italian dessert. It is not tiramisu. It is gelato every day, 17 times a day, minimum. I think that's actually my Mistakes of Italy video. You don't eat enough gelato when you go there. That's like my favorite. It's funny because when we go to our friend's house, a lot of times you'll have the meal and then we'll have salad at the end and fruit, and that really like cleanses your palate. You feel good and have a little wine. That's kind of like our usual dessert when we're there. Of course, then we have gelato too. That's kind of my go-to one. Oh, Nilo, Brazilian pasta. I remember the store, they had it, and I bought them. And I never saw them again, but I remember I made them. They're so good. Sorry.
Oh, Lori's just sent her son to the hospital via 911. My God, Lori, I'm really sorry. That's scary, and I hope
he's okay.
that everything comes out okay. Let us know that he's all right, okay?
Yeah. Prayers for him.
Yeah.
Whew. Anyway, we'll move on to another topic. Mark Philly's been watching Picard. I hope it was good. I was always a Star Trek person, more Star Wars than Star Trek, but I liked them both. I never understood people are like, you can only like one or the other. You can like both. It's like, you know what? I'm a Cardinals fan, but
Guides is actually National Geographic Traveler. I often get those. Mark will do because like Lonely Planet has the nuts and bolts that you need to know for a trip, and National Geographic has all the icing. So when you get the two together, they're really nice.
Yeah, it's true. It's like when you watch a National Geographic documentary, you're like, wow, I get so much out of this. It won't help me to understand what's going on, but it'll help me understand it does. It's a really good way to put it. So Miranda Burgos has a question. It says, I know you guys are Whovians. Favorite episode of the reboot? I was a big fan of the David Tennant years.
Me too.
I think
it's excellent.
I think the third season of Peter Capaldi was very good. His first season was horrible. Second was okay. Third was because he's a really great actor, and you can really see that in that one. I think my favorite scene as an adult looking at this is when Peter Capaldi and the Doctor and River Song meet on Christmas, and he saves her, and she has this whole talk about how much she loves him, and he doesn't care, and then she realizes it's him that's standing next to him. I like that, and that's why it takes me back to probably one of my favorite one is Silence in the Library with David Tennant and River Song in that one. That's another good one.
For creepiness sake, the Weeping Angels.
Yes.
That would be
it's called Blink, the first episode. Don't blink.
Okay.
That was
Angels are the creepiest.
That was the creepiest one. Even I remember. So when I used to live in Portugal, is when the reboot came out in 2005, and so I actually ordered because I had my DVD player, my computer only played US TV, so I had to order a special version to get sent to me in there, and it took 4 months to get, and it finally came. And I was so happy to watch it, and I just loved it because I used to watch it all the time. I used to watch Doctor Who all the time.
Darian, if you are listening to me on I-75 northbound, you keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel. And I know you have the voice to text thingy and whatever, but just
don't do it.
Dude, I-75 northbound is nothing to joke about.
Yeah. Because, Florida doesn't really have any fans, so they need you. Cole James, what's up? Hey, Professor. Been a while since the days of Bad 320, Rockstar. I'm gonna guess you did well because you still talk to me. Question about Canada: where would be the best city to move to for a new grad once this is all over? For a new grad, honestly, I would not do Vancouver. Vancouver is overrated and overpriced and just silly like that. Toronto. If you're going to go to one of the big cities, I would definitely do Toronto. And because there's a lot of towns right outside of Toronto you can live in and find work and stuff like that, like Windsor and stuff. Well, Windsor's a little bit farther. But there's all kinds of places you can go. I would definitely go for Toronto because there's a lot of opportunities there for you, especially for an awesome student like yourself. Oh, we got that one. Hold on. Look, it's easier for me to do this. Here, pick a question. We're stuck again.
Christian Valdez. Hello.
Midnight.
Thank you.
Midnight's not bad.
That is a good one.
We got a new chat. Mr. Means to Travel.
Oh, hey.
Finally, Derek's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. A little wine for you, my friend.
Yeah, let's toast Derek coming on board. Derek. Not that he wasn't already on board.
I always felt it was him that wanted to watch, and he was just dragging it. Nothing. I'm just making fun.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the super chats and the supports. Oh, Parts Random. I didn't even see this one.
That pop passed.
Parts Random. What country has the best beer? Love your channel. Have a beer on me. Cheers.
Thank you.
I am chill. Well, no, I need it. I have beer in the. I'm down to a 6-pack and a 12-pack, and I have no more beer. The favorite beer. Well, I'll of course be a Germany guy, and I lived in Germany for a while. Obviously, I'm very partial to German beer, so I'll take Germany out of that. And I think countries have really good beer. Lithuania has really good beer. The Czech Republic, yes, Germany. Tanzania beer was actually pretty good as well. And then if you like the light beers, like the really like not like Bud Light, but like those kind of like Pilsner light stuff, Brazil's ice cold beer is actually pretty good too.
So,
Bengeloginha.
Whatever. Carlos says, Seems like Mark is doing very well today on not interrupting. Jocelyn probably told him something behind the camera. Ha ha.
No.
Actually, I didn't. He just isn't drinking whiskey. I don't know what you're doing this for. I didn't get to read your lips, but I saw you
I
do
was
this.
scratching. Wacko.
I love you. You're my favorite.
Yeah, see, Rebecca agrees with the gelato for the win.
Yeah, I love tiramisu. But you know what? Like Mark said, I eat the fruits and things and cocktails afterward.
Okay, so Diane Ware, good to see you on here. Tell me more about Lithuania. So if those who didn't know, I actually lived in Lithuania for 3.5 years. I taught there and worked as a consultant there and really had a good time. How hard is it to drive around? It is so easy. There's so much space. It's like driving
American-sized roads.
It's like driving in Alabama. Wide roads, not a ton of people, big space kind of stuff, lots of parking spots. Things have been designed for parking. That's one thing. Like in Eastern Europe, for all parts, since everything, they built everything up new, they actually put in space for parking. So you don't have as many of the issues. I mean, sadly, it's because a lot of stuff got wiped out after the war. But that would be one of the things.
Yeah.
But yeah. And
Lithuania is a cool place. I was shocked at the food. I just didn't think anything about the food up there. It wasn't like in my wheelhouse, and I had no expectations. So when I sat down at every single meal and really enjoyed the food I was eating, that was really wonderful.
Oh, Means to Travel brings up what I want to talk about. She says, I've heard the repatriation flights for Americans have been at the traveler's expense, so it might be a good idea to have a hefty emergency fund for trips and moving forward. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. And if you look on the State Department's website, like I follow them on Twitter, they'll put out like, look, there was a flight from Peru, there's a flight from Moldova, and they're like one was with Eastern Airlines, and it's like it's $3,500, and if you want to go, you will sign a promissory note. So you don't have to pay right away. You can get home, but you promise to pay in the future. So that's one of those things there. That's why I think you're going to see when the international travel opens up, well, you'll go to places you feel comfortable going to. 2, they have a good healthcare system. And 3, can I get back relatively quickly? That's why I think you're going to see a lot of trips that are, instead of doing the 7-week stuff like we do, you'll see 10 days.
And on that note, I want to point out that your insurance, and we always buy trip insurance, it won't cover pandemics. So it won't help you with that. However,
unless you want to cancel and you get the no reason whatsoever, just want to cancel stuff. That's different.
Can use it for the cancellation, but it's not going to help you get home. But we do always get it because it has extra medical insurance. So Vakek 31 says, any suggestions on travel and medical insurance? Vakevich.
Yes.
Any suggestions?
There's a bird on top.
I know. Any suggestions on travel and medical insurances for traveling abroad? So yes. As I was saying, we always get it through our airline, but there are so many you can get layers of travel and trip insurance, but the medical part is what's most important. And for you who are seniors, if you're on Medicare, you have to get it because Medicare does not work anywhere else. So you have to do it if you're going international.
And I know Gallivant on their live feed, I think they talked about that a little bit because I think they get all year-round travel insurance for those things. So there's different things you want to look at. Yeah, Gallivant has also heard the $3,500 stuff.
Jason, thank you for your kind words. I'm glad you've been around with us for a while.
Oh, thank you, Jason Kalinsky. That's really nice of you, buddy. Okay, Treasure Lord, any tips for safari? Loving the videos. So we do have some safari videos, and I'm shooting for I don't know if I'm going to do the what to know for safari on Sunday, because it is 24 minutes long, which means that will take me, it's 24 minutes long after it's been cut down. So that's probably going to take me 5 hours to put the stuff.
Here's the thing. Go on a safari. Go with a good, reputable company. We use Shadows of Africa, and they have tours in Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. Really professional. We had two guides.
Their guides are rock stars.
We had one in Tanzania, and we had another guide for the time we were in Rwanda, and they were both exceptional. I just absolutely, I big fan of theirs.
So Lynn Stevens writes, many years ago when I visited London, I couldn't stand half of the English spoken. Ser lo mismo in Cordoba o Granada. Well, it depends. Well, your English, no. But in terms of the Spanish, well, it depends. Are you talking about Cordoba in Spain? Are you talking about Cordoba in Argentina? Are you talking about Granada, Nicaragua? Yeah. I would say if you learn Spanish in school, Spain will be relatively okay. Their Spanish kind of stuff. But Nicaragua, Jocelyn loves Nicaraguense Spanish is really smooth.
It's clean. They have very little accent. I could hear, and for me, hearing is the hard part. But they don't speak super fast. They don't run words together. They enunciate really well. So for those of us who are not native speakers or are poor second language speakers, Nico was the best so far of all the Spanish-speaking countries I've been to.
Yeah, nice to see Paul Hayes, Hidden Key Master 3. Everybody's kind of agreeing on that Blink episode, Weeping Angels being freaky. Yeah, sorry I missed all those things. Because just disappeared again. Jump. Hold on. Joe liked Kenya. Nice.
Mashe's having to file claims with their credit card. Yep. You know what? So there is a lot of that. I was DMing with someone on Instagram recently. Actually, I think we were talking about it yesterday or today, about they were canceling things, and she was having a lot of problems with bookings.com. And we have had issues with cancellations with bookings.com. Actually, they've slipped a lot in my mind because they don't allow much. And you're prevented from dealing with the hotel on a lot of things. So they're very difficult. Anyway, so they were having a lot of issues. And she's like, I'm just going to go to my credit card and file with them because it was just so bad.
Yeah. And that's one thing is don't be afraid to talk to your credit card company and stuff like that, because they have more kind of sway with a lot of things. Jamie's Swansburg, our heart is out there for you too. It was horrible what happened in Nova Scotia this week. Anyway, moving on to something else.
Joe is new. He just found our channel a few days ago.
Joe Brooks. You got to say the whole name. So
sorry. Joe Brooks. Welcome to Walter's World Mayhem. I'm glad that you've enjoyed catching up with us.
And I'm glad that we were relate.
Joined us here tonight. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Paul Hayes, I recommend buying when you book. It's usually cheaper that way. Yeah, Andrew S. Never understood why Mark doesn't get an annual plan. Because of how I travel, sometimes it's already covered, so it'd be double paying. So
yeah. Sometimes
I don't have a choice because we have 4 of us, and I don't always travel with everybody. We have looked into it.
We've done the math, and for us, it's actually more economical.
Yeah,
to just do it one at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, it's like $26 a person for most trips, or less.
Yeah, well, on average, something like that.
Like about $25, something like that. So,
Joe said one of his favorite trips was to Kenya. Yeah.
So we
got stuck in the airport. Let's just not even go there.
That was a mess of messes. So. Hey, Henry.
Henry Martinez, my brother. How are you? Henry is awesome because you've been hanging out with us since what?
Years.
2015, I think. 14.
I mean, as long as we've done live feeds, Henry's been around.
He's been around. And just want to say hi to him because he's a good dude.
Yeah.
And he always pops over on the other stuff as well. So I appreciate that, Henry. And on Twitter and other places too. So good dude. Thanks, man. So Mark and Jocelyn, what shows do you like to stream? Any shows you guys recommend? Do you guys also have Hulu, Prime, HBO, or Disney Plus? Thank you for doing these cool chats for weeks now. I'm glad we can do them, Henry. We'll be doing it for a few weeks more. Sadly, I'm sure we'll be doing it for a few weeks more. Not sadly, but you know what I mean. We're all stuck
enjoy this. Y'all are my outlet for socialization.
No, I mean, honestly, Wednesday nights, I look forward to this because it's because Monday, okay, getting the kids back to doing homeschool. Tuesday, I teach my classes, and you're like, and then Wednesday it's homeschool, and I'm like, I need a break. It's like, I have this. This is our outlet. Little outlet. And the thing is
like going to the bar without children.
Exactly.
I mean, do other people take their kids to the bar?
See, now I understand my parents. My parents had a bar in the basement when I was little, and now I understand why they had a bar in the basement because you leave the kids upstairs and then you go down the bar. Wow, we should have put a wet bar in the basement. Dang it, totally messed up. No, but in terms of what we watch, so we have Netflix, that's been around forever. That I think Liam is Netflix. That's what his thing. I'm YouTube, and I'd always do like the SciShow, Weird History, SciShow Space, EOS.
I rarely watch any kind of TV whatsoever. Yeah. When I do,
Lego Masters.
Oh, we've been watching that as a family. But when that's over, I think we're going to get rid of Hulu. We don't watch anything else on there.
Because we got the Hulu, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus combo when it first came out, but we actually only watch Disney Plus. So we'll probably get rid of Hulu.
That's for family movie nights, especially right now. That's kind of keeping us going. Yeah. On some movies, but
because even Caleb today, he was like, "Can we watch a family movie tonight?" And I'm like, "We got our live feed, man." So he's like, I do like that we have. He was being sarcastic, but also meant. He's like, I do kind of like that my brother and I get to have our own movie night together. And it was funny because when someone says something, but when they say it out loud, they realize what they're saying is changes the meaning. Because he's trying to be sarcastic, oh, I don't get to watch a movie with you, mom and dad, but he's like, yeah, but I get to have time with my brother. And it was you're like, you do like him. Awesome. So that is nice. So
they're really, they're tight.
They're tight. So Jocelyn's all about Redbox now. She gets her free trial.
I got my free trial.
It's Father Brown for her and Liam.
And Midsummer Murders. Me and Caleb watch Midsummer Murders.
And you and Liam watch Father.
And other than that, the only other thing I ever watch is Gilmore Girls.
For me, I do all the YouTube stuff, and then we'll actually put on random friends of ours YouTube channels when we go to bed and just let it play. I had Trip Hacks DC on for 12 hours overnight last night. Of course, I woke up, my battery was dead. I'm like, I thought this was.
I've done that with Growing Up Without Borders. So a lot of travel channels are getting hit, and not all, but some are getting hit. So
especially the
people that I like, I just put them on at night, and I just dim my screen on my phone, and I plug it in. I set it over there, and I just let it play all night, so the people are getting views.
Oh, Nick Peterson, Spotted Cow beer is good. My neighbor got that for me for my birthday this year. Always nice. Okay, so Eric Brown has a question. Good to see you on here, Eric, by the way. And thank you very much for the super chat. Africa always seems so expensive to get to. What's the least expensive route from the U.S. in your opinion? I definitely want to go one day.
We got it. So this is what you do. You find a cheap ticket to Europe, and you stay in that European city for a couple, 3 days, right? Hang out, see what you need to see. For us, it's Amsterdam because we have great cheap flights to Amsterdam. And
KLM goes to East Africa and North Africa.
Yeah, and then we fly from Amsterdam, AMS, to wherever in Europe. And that worked out really, really well for us. It also kind of gives you a lull in between the two, which we find is really helpful when you're hopping big continents. It's one thing to go from Europe to America and back. But if you're going you're skipping continents sort of, or you're going far north to far south or whatever, it helps to have that spot and just to have a couple days to chill out,
Yeah, and especially with my parents, because we were already in Europe for 4 weeks already, 5 weeks already, and then my parents came and they flew in. It was good to get them on the time zone and that kind of stuff. So they had down days in Amsterdam, and actually we were in Haarlem. And then from there, we went down. So they weren't adjusting to the jet lag and double overnight flights.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Larry says, I have cabin fever in Barcelona. Live streams are keeping me sane with normalish conversation. When I talk to friends or family, they only talk disease and politics.
Why do people do that? I don't understand. Just let it go. Don't politics.
I want to talk about anything except those two things.
Yeah, we always avoid politics, and we don't, and they look, let's think of good stuff. Yeah, Mr. Blonde, Hulu does have ads, which is super annoying, which is otherwise probably going to go.
Jasleen was asking, what I didn't see all of it, but what car company we rent cars from. Usually it ends up being Enterprise.
Enterprise in the U.S. and Europcar in Europe.
generally speaking. Carrie Keller loves Gilmore Girls with her daughter. So Caleb and I have watched that together for a long time, and he would die if I told anybody. So I just told the whole world.
Yeah. Well, Shay says, I love watching Expeditions Unknown. One of the few travel shows on the Travel Channel, or the Turtle Channel. So that guy seems nice too. That's the thing is like,
he does seem cool.
Like if you got cool people, nice people, I'm okay with that. But it's like the ghost hunting people. You're like, dude, we all know this is BS, and you're like, oh, I think we really have one this time. Like really, and the other 400 times it's like flip or flop. I don't know if we're gonna make it today. You're like, oh, we sold it for $3 bajillion. I'm like, yeah.
Miss Ellie Jelly Belly. By the way, I always love that name. I'm so glad you look forward to these live streams as much as I do. I will put you two on and study as if I'm surrounded by friends in the library. Dude, that is exactly what I would have done in college.
That is the greatest compliment I can ask for.
That is something I absolutely would have, because Amy and I used to do that.
With the Harry Potter books.
Oh, we used to listen. We'd put Harry Potter on, and we would sit and just work on, we had to build a lot of models in our stuff. So, wow. Yeah.
So Mr. Blonde asks, hey, Mark, do you really hate backflips or YouTubers who do them? One, I'm jealous because I can't do a backflip anymore. I used to, but I can't anymore. So that part of it's that jealousy of being an old fart. No, actually, some of the backflipping YouTubers actually do a nice job with some of the things. But the ones that it's all fluff and there's no help. Like I hate watching like a travel video and it's more like, here's 5 minutes of drone footage.
Substance.
Here's the 5 minutes of drone footage with some, I mean, don't get me wrong. They're awesome with the music tracks and stuff like that. Like I don't put music on ours because a lot of times people put the music too loud over the voice. I can't hear them because, I'm old. But it's like, yeah, this is a really good video. And like, if this was playing in the background at my dentist office, awesome. I could totally relax. But I'm like, I'm going to go travel someplace. I need help to travel because I like to watch to learn, not watch to be like, ooh, you're cool. So
yeah, it for us, those specifically travel stuff is
more Pedro Huari, I remember you, silly.
It's more about learning than it is about entertainment, right?
Adam Clark, are you the type of professor who gives all A's? No, I give students the grades they deserve. So I can't. I mean, do you study and you do well? I mean, here's my thing.
You come to class.
Here's my thing: is if I'm a good professor and I teach you what you need to know, shouldn't you get an A because you've learned the material I want you to learn? Like I never understood the professors that were like, no, I'm going to fail everyone, and they got like get off on it. I'm like, you're a jerk. If it's important enough to test on, you should be teaching that. And so that's why I tell my students, look, if I talked about it, it could be it could be on the exam. If I don't talk about it, it's not going to be on the exam because I didn't talk about it because it's not important enough to talk about. So there's that.
Two things. Hang on. Jimbo, Billy Bob, good time. How are your boys doing? Do they miss school and friends? Yes.
They miss friends.
Yeah, right. Oh, they miss their friends at school.
Yeah. Liam misses school.
Yeah, but they're online with their friends a lot. They're in like closed circuit groups or whatever, so they can do things with their friends.
Sorry.
And so they miss them in person, but they're doing all right. Babs, girl, I love you. No bar in the basement until Jocelyn gets her Japanese toilet.
Christmas is coming. The tree's already up.
Yeah, stupid freaking tree. I almost said the other word. I hate that tree.
Why? It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's April.
Well, you said for Mother's Day.
We have this argument every week.
I know, but it won't be special unless they take that for Mother's Day.
You can buy me perfume for Mother's Day instead.
You have enough perfumes that you don't like. I'll just mess up.
I found one that I really like.
I'm glad you like it.
I don't care if you don't like it.
Oh, well, at least we have that.
Well, there you go.
But
I should.
Chris Frankie likes BritBox.
Yes, BritBox is
also a member. Thank you.
Lots of people like the Gilmore Girls.
Hey, I'll be honest. So when I used to live in Brazil, Maria, shocking, Maria for a person's name in Brazil, very common name. So Maria and I would run. They had a running, like you have bike classes. They actually had a running class in the Academia, the gym I was at in Sao Paulo. And so her and I would do the running class together with a running person, but we'd run on the treadmills while watching Gilmore Girls. And it was like you had it every day. So we'd have like our 5 o'clock. That's when, because it was like, I think it was on action, AXN. Ashizeni. And we would actually run. So it's an hour-long class. So we'd like follow along. Okay, slow run, high run, put it up. But we'd do that while we were watching Gilmore Girls. So I saw probably, 4 or 5 seasons of it. So I thought it was a good show.
So can I just say this?
Yes.
Carlos says, I'm ignoring my girlfriend right now because I'm on a date with Mark and Jocelyn. Carlos, I love you. Cheers. That's so funny.
Cheers, buddy. And we appreciate you.
Do you have a favorite historical fiction book that takes place in France or Italy? I want a good book for before our vacation.
I'm not helpful.
One for France is called Paris. It's like an epic novel, though. I mean, hang on.
I'll answer another question, which is, Diane Ware, what's your favorite music from your travels? This is one thing I love, Ivete. Yeah, Ashe music and Ivete from Brazil. I love that. It always gets you excited and stuff like that. I love Irish pub music. That's one of those things you can just pop on. And then what's crazy is club music, like that music. When I used to live in Berlin, there's a lot of clubs there. So that when those comes on, I get a little smile on my face, my foot taps, but my body can't move like that anymore. Oh, man. Moving down. Okay, I'm going to jump all the way down. Whoa. Big jump.
Okay, hang on.
Those who wander. Guys, my boyfriend is watching. He's got a bone to pick with you. He wants you to stop telling everyone how great Slovenia is. He's afraid too many will discover it and will be ruined. Hey, don't worry. We're telling all about Slovenia when nobody wants to travel right now. So it's like we're screaming into the wind. So don't worry. Just us will be back again and again. And again.
Get your head out of there. That's creepy. Blue is a color, so I can't. Paris must be up in my room, but it's a massive novel. It's either by I don't know who wrote it, but it makes me think of like Ken Follett or Edward Rutherford, if you know either of those, where they have just these big, thick, like 4,000-page books. Anyway, that's a really good one, and it spans a lot of time, which I really love. So.
Oh, Jamie Swanberg, I just saw you. It just came up for us. 10th anniversary. I was supposed to take my wife to where? Venice? ...
They were supposed to go someplace.
Oh, supposed to go somewhere. I'm
sorry.
Know
what? You're not the only one, Jamie. The Finleys were supposed to go for their 25th this year, and it's sort of, they're like on pins and needles waiting to figure out if they can go too.
I know it doesn't help, but
there's so many people in your boat. So just know that your anniversary will be wonderful because you will be together.
Exactly.
Because we're not all going anywhere.
Day together. Because I know with my wife,
try to do something different that wonderful. Day. Try to do something different.
Yeah, and that's
Mark vacuumed for me today.
Yeah, God, I did something that no one does. I got out the attachments and vacuumed.
I do that. What are you freaking talking about? I do it.
No, no, not on the basement steps. Ain't nobody doing that one.
Whenever I vacuum the basement steps, I do that.
You get out the thing and get between there?
Yes, dummy. It's just that our children try to eat chips as they go down the stairs.
No, they don't. They crush them up and go like this as they walk down.
Well, I always thought they like ate one and then all the other bits fell out
there's
of their mouth
no eating.
And
I think
tread all over it.
So Caleb you saw this thing on TikTok where you take Cheetos and you smush them up with water and make it into like a burrito, like enchilada thing. And now I realize all he's been doing is doing this in the Cheetos bag and then opening it and pouring it on those steps going down. Ugh.
He hasn't actually poured it on the steps, I don't think. But
not on purpose.
Like I'm not really joking when I hack up a lung thinking about that. He made this thing. He goes,
and he's like, have some. I'm like, hell no.
Brick. He called it the brick.
He was watching. Yeah.
It made me want to puke. Anyway, it's disgusting.
All right, so disgusting. Moving on.
All right.
So, Ashley, we actually have a house sitter that comes and watches our dog when we're going for long trips.
Nick Peterson, you can get stroopwafels in the States. I don't really know where you are, but in the States, we can get them in the
international aisles.
Actually,
at multiple
all
grocery
of our
stores
grocery stores, I think, have them.
And if you pass by your Barnes & Noble cafe, they'll have them in there too. And then you could put them on top of a hot beverage, and then what it does, it like warms up the caramel in the middle and makes it all soft. So good. You're welcome.
Whoa, Pedro's been planning to walk around the world for 5 years now, starting the southern tip of South Africa and walking to Magadan. Wish me luck. Are you kidding me? That's incredible.
Of course I wish you luck, dude.
Yeah, I think this whole Walter's World family right here, this whole tribe's pulling for you, man. That's insane.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to bump into you on a walk.
Yeah.
Bringing me a new pair of shoes.
That's right.
Yeah, Josh Gates. That's the guy from Expeditions Unknown.
Yeah. Do you think tickets to Europe should be getting cheaper once the quarantine clears up?
I think we have a very complicated thing after that. The economics of all this is crazy because you're going to have, one, they want people to start flying again, and people are not going to feel comfortable, so they'll need low prices to inspire people to go again. Two, you're going to see companies going out of business and consolidation in the airline industry. Remember, consolidation and less competition is bad for consumers because less competition means the prices go up. So we might have good deals at first, but long term, this is bad for our pocketbooks for ticket prices because you have less options out there. Also, I'm going to say that I think we're going to see a lot of routes disappear, like those kind of secondary and tertiary routes will disappear. You have more of those. You're really going to have to go to the hubs and stuff like that. Yes, you have a question? 2 questions?
No, I was just, you went into professor mode. Hang on.
Thank you, Nate. Nate likes our travel videos.
Thank you, Nate.
Go on.
Did you just stick your tongue out at me?
No, I was tasting my teeth.
You were tasting your teeth. Who the hell tastes their teeth, weirdo?
Rebecca Point hated on backflippers is new sexy.
Anne with an E is good. I've seen like one episode of it, but I didn't, that's me. I'll like watch something for a minute and then I'll not go back to it for like years. What I do love, all of you who love Gilmore Girls, if you can stand something with a lot more 4-letter words, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is incredible because it has that really quick, witty banter that's just fast. And that makes me laugh a lot.
Hi, Katie Smith. Welcome from San Francisco. Good to see you on here.
Yeah, cool.
So, Mr. Blonde, non-educational, non-travel YouTube channels. Are there those? Oh, yes. I watch. It's a Southern thing?
It's a Southern thing.
It's a Southern thing. SEC Shorts. I like their funny stuff.
Yeah.
I watch...
Oh, Epic Rap Battles of History.
Yes, but they haven't had new stuff for a while.
They haven't for a minute.
There's that.
They kind of go in waves.
Holden and his family, but they're more Facebookers. But I met them once at a conference. They were really nice in person. So it was like I like their stuff. You know how like sometimes when you meet, like you see a band in person or live, you're like, oh, I don't like them as much anymore. But I saw them in person. They talked, and they were actually very nice. And I'm like, you know what? That's nice. And then they're very nice when I talked to them for a little bit. I mean, they would never remember me, but it was really nice to chat with them. So I watched their stuff because they're actually doing like a date. Dude, Penn, the dad is the whole family, but he's putting out a video every single day to fight the quarantine. So like he has like like True Colors from Cyndi Lauper. He made it for like Don't Dye Your Hair, and today's was like Disney. Like
Why would you not dye your hair?
Well, because don't dye your own hair.
Oh, yeah, because you know what happens? Your hairdresser just has to work 14 times as hard to fix it later.
And he or she is going to be really busy here in a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick says that he's having a Sam Adams porch rocker.
Barnett. You got to say their whole name. There's lots of Nicks out there. Your dad, your middle name, St. Nicholas. Santa could be watching.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
He's always
Mark
watching.
has his phone number.
Family on standby. Good to see you.
Anywho, he's like, it's like you're here in my living room visiting with me. Well, I was like, porch rocker. I want to sit on my front porch in my rocking chair.
Hey, I put down that Sam Adams like 12-pack that's porch rockers summer thing and the normal one. Yeah, I put that down the other day. Yeah, porch rocker's good actually. That's really if you're a person that likes Radler or Radler in Germany, like the Sprite and beer combination, lemonade beer combination, that porch rocker is real nice. It's very refreshing. So yes, so good to see you, Nick. Courtney loves reading 411. Jinx! Damn, it's your name.
Hi, as a professor, do you have any advice on how to take online classes? I'm a community college student and I am a bit overwhelmed. No, sister, I am not a professor and I didn't have to take any online classes, praise God. No. Yes, dummy.
Okay, so
good God.
Here's one of the things. This is one thing I'm really upset with a number of my colleagues in the professor field. because a lot of them have just taken this whole switch to face-to-face to online. It's like, oh, students should just keep going with what they're doing, and they haven't taken into account that, look, when people sign up for a face-to-face class, they sign up for a face-to-face class versus an online class. It's a very different thing, and what we're having now are not really online classes. It's ersatz, like face-to-face. Like, we're just getting by. How did you call it? It's not online.
It's limbo schooling.
Limbo schooling. I think if you're looking for next semester, because right now you've probably got like 3 weeks left of this semester, so it's a little late now. But I think what's really important is if your professor, like I actually have a video that I made for professors saying, look, every Sunday night, send out an email, tell them what students need to know, things like that. Because what's going to happen is you really need to set your schedule out. Like you need to put things in your phone when things are due, because you know how it is right now. Like you don't, like, what day is today? I'm like, oh, it's Wednesday. We have Wine Wednesday. I'm like, I have to put a reminder on my phone to remind me to drink with you guys. No, I always remember to drink with you guys. That's why I want to do these things every day. Anyway.
I just have to realize that it's actually Wednesday. That's more like the problem is that I don't know what day it is.
No, but with learning online, you have to realize it's all on you. That's one of the things. Like me as a professor, I've always had to do online classes, and I'm actually teaching an online class in social media marketing this summer. I have a huge online principles marketing course online next fall. And I used to think it would be a fun thing to do, but I'm like, you really lose a lot not having the students there and the professor there. But you can get the most out of it. And it really comes down to is making sure you actually are watching the videos and taking your notes like you usually do. But since it's online, schedule yourself the time for it. And you know, like usually when you have a class, it's like, you know, an hour and a half long. But the thing is, when it goes online, then things get a little weird because your professors might give you more. Schedule yourself 2 hours. Like if you have a class Monday and Tuesday, give yourself 2 hours each of those days that you schedule off for that to focus on it. Because otherwise you're doing too many other things and you really got to just kind of close things off. And it's really hard to learn at home because I'm going to guess you're stuck at home with your parents, and being able to focus those things can be really tough.
Reggie, I wanted to say hi to you.
Oh, Reggie, our man?
Yep. And somebody else on there said, I don't give grades. You earn them. That's a good.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a very good.
And my thing is, so I have a class where the students actually, that's the problem. I actually have a class where the students work with local companies, and I'm like, look, the local companies happy with your work. How can I give you a bad grade if they're like, this is awesome? You know, but the thing is, I've had people that sucked, and you got bad grades because you suck. So.
Okay, so a couple things, Mark. Isn't learning always on you? Yes, except that when it's more on you, it's always, you always get out what you put into learning, I think.
But there's some shitty professors out there. I'm sorry. There are. And we as professors, it's our job to educate our students and help them learn how they learn best. And I don't think a lot of professors, no, there's a lot of professors that are working their butts off, doing a really great job. I don't want to say that. But there's some that are just kind of like mailing it in, and they don't realize that mailing it in right now is not good enough. So there's that.
Upstairs or maybe right over there.
Raise your man. What are your favorite snacks for movie night? We like popcorn, Twizzlers, and gummy bears. We've got popcorn. I do dots. We have Mike and Ike's. Liam, what do you like? Dots.
Can I steal some dots?
If there's a box down there, but you have to go down by yourself. Turn all the lights off when you come back.
Okay. And I swear there was a chat thing up there. And
there was.
And I don't know where it went.
I would never say bad words. I'd only say words that people need to hear. Oh, Talia Boston, thank you very much for the super chat. You guys are so cool. Oh, someone wants to get in there. I want to hang out and have a coffee with you in interesting places. My friends are boring.
Well,
you're always welcome to join us if you see us. And that's true. Like, I always say this in all of our live feeds. If you see us around, say hi. We want to meet you. Because it's always weird when people like comment later, I saw you filming. I watched you do that. Even Liam's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, it gets a little weird.
Talia, I'm pretty sure that this is Talia that we're always DMing on Instagram together.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that was her. So thank you, dear. And one day we will, if we are ever in your neck of the woods, I will let you know we're coming so we can meet up and the kids can play and stuff. So, wow, that's a lot of chat.
Yeah, there's like 500 things that we missed.
That's a lot of stuff right
Paul
there.
Tipton, thank you very much. Chat's been interesting, but it's 3:35 a.m. in the UK, so good night all. Thank you very much, Paul. If you're already in bed, know that we're thinking about you. Sweet dreams. I hope you don't have like weird dreams because
we're thinking about you while you sleep because that's not creepy.
Yes, just think we're watching over you. You're watching. You left this on.
Yeah.
Paul.
You guys are so wholesome. That's exactly what I need during quarantine. Love watching your old travel videos too as I dream about the future of travel after all this.
I'm glad we can do that.
Thank you, Michaela. And we try to be wholesome until my husband busts out poopy, but the other word.
Yeah.
Like scatameregini.
Now, here's the thing: is I can keep it under control, but when I see people
here.
when I see people really doing not nice things and they're not helping out in times like this, that really gets me. And by the way, Michaela, I love that name. By the way.
Oh, that's my stepmom's niece's name. Okay.
Oh, uncommon words. My airline didn't recently issue me a credit for a flight, but I can only apply the credit towards the base fare, so I'm out the tax and luggage fee that I prepaid. What's up with that? That's BS. I'm gonna guess that is a low-cost airline, but I could be wrong. U.S. carriers aren't allowed to do that. Like they haven't sent a letter out to them not to do those things. I would write them again and be like, hey, like what's the thing? Explain this out to me because the taxes. Here's the thing: is if you don't go on your flight, those taxes don't get paid. So you should get your taxes back. Like, but you have to ask for it and stuff like that. It could be their terms of service not to get it, but you need to raise some hubbub about that.
So a lot of people are ragging on teachers and professors right now. I want to say that. We've got several teachers because Liam just has one because he's in grade school.
And she's been awesome.
She is no joke.
She called them and talked for like
she's
half
calling
hour?
sometime this week too.
Oh, that's right.
She's making the rounds and calling like every other week or so. She's calling all of her students and talking to them. What a beautiful woman. So these teachers don't know what they're doing. They've been thrown into this. They've never, she's a third grade teacher. Why would she learn to teach online, right? Like that's a big thing. So I don't want to and it's easy to pick. It's easy for you to sit as a parent and with your children and to sit and look and say what they're doing wrong. And I'm seeing my children's curriculum in a whole nother light. Liam's I'm really happy with. I have a lot of questions about Caleb's right now. But I also know that what he's doing right now, it's not up to my standards, but it's kind of what the standards are now generally. And
it's really called into question like what we're going to do next year because I teach at a university and they had a Q&A kind of session with the chancellor and they're like, we're going to make the decision in June that we're going to have face-to-face classes in the fall. And it's like, well, if we're going to have online classes, not face-to-face, then we're kind of not free, but like we can do stuff. I'm like, you know what? Having seen like Caleb's stuff, I'm like, because Caleb is doing much better in math, right? Even though he has a great math teacher, now that he has the one-on-one stuff, we can do that.
Well, he needs a little one-on-one math. Yeah. Rafael, bem-vindo.
Santos, bem-vindo, meu amiguinho. Sou cervejinhas, tá bom. I think Allison Rattle says there are some not so good professors. My chemistry professor literally canceled class once a week and once brought a bottle of vodka to an 8 a.m. lecture. Okay, that dude's got some issues like that. Okay, there's like I want to be the cool professor, but that's not
a bad
cool.
professor. Like that's just somebody with a problem.
That person has a problem. So Nick Barnett's very true, Mark. I'm a graduate student at Syracuse. Now I'm seeing a pretty wide variation in professors that really want to teach and others who don't give a crap about their students. It's true. Like this has really opened my eyes to a lot of people. Like
this is separating the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah, and this is one thing. It's like, so for those of you who know, last week I did a marketing marathon. I taught for 15 hours and 43 minutes straight. I did a whole semester's class in one day. I cut some stuff, but like did all of those things there. And I wanted to do it for our business college and have multiple professors come in. And I batted about 250 in the people I asked. And some of the like reasons why they didn't want to do it, I just shook my head. I'm like, I have no respect for you anymore. But then there's people like the dean of my college, Jeff Brown. He's like, heck yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, you get it. And it was just awesome to see. But there are some that, I understand when students feel like they're just a number. Like I tell my students, like, look, when they call up and ask for money for donations and you felt like you were a number, tell them that. and that's one thing. But that's why I was so happy that we raised $1,630 for that 15 hours, 16 hours I was talking. We raised that to help students in need, and it was like so awesome to do that because that showed that there are people that care. And there were some professors later on, they called me and said, Mark, I went and donated money afterwards, so I'm sure we made more, but they donated later. So it was like really, really nice.
Master Salesman Dayton, thank you for joining the live feed. He found our channel last night.
Cool, Master Salesman. I put out a few sales video recently. You'll have to watch on our Professor Walters channel. Let me know if it's Master Salesman worthy.
Welcome to the mayhem, as I like to say. Todd said, grade school teachers take pedagogy. Professors don't, and that's a thing, dude.
And this is one of those things. I've gone to a number of schools and actually taught. I call it the crazy philosophy to teaching. Care about your students. Have realistic, like real examples. So like real world examples when you go there. The A is actual experience. So either you have experience yourself to talk about, or you bring people in. And believe me, all the development and advancement offices, they have alumni that would love to come back. So CRA, and then Z is zeal. Have a zeal for teaching, because if it's boring, no one wants to listen to it. So have passion for what you teach. And the Y is you. Remember, you can make all the difference, but you're not everything, because you are 1/64th. I mean, think about how many. Well, no, hold on. You think they take probably 10 classes a year, 40 students, so you're 1/40th of their education, but you can make 100% of the difference in their lives by being a good teacher. And that's what I go when I teach, and I try to teach. I've talked to a few Big Ten schools and other places, and I'm always about those things. So
your students know when you care.
Yeah.
And it will show, even if you're not good at it. But here's the other thing: I'm really concerned. Like, there are a lot of people who's we know, and their kids have all this stuff online. What about the kids who don't have access to that?
And that breaks my heart. I had some.
They're like, our kids have a mix. Actually, Liam's is pretty much all just, he took all of his books home, and he's got a lot of workbooks and things, and she sent other things home.
And she's the kind of teacher, she'll send out an email, but she'll like print it out and mail it to the kids that don't have it. Like, she's awesome. She
actually is doing things outside of that, but when you're having Zoom classes, like, what happens to the kids that don't have Zoom, or you don't have internet, or you don't have a computer, or you have 14 other people in your household that are online? I mean, kids are losing out, and I almost wish they would just say, you know what, fourth quarter this year doesn't count. And we're just gonna make it up first quarter, because most of the time first quarter of the new year is review anyway.
Yeah.
So rather than actual review, let it just be teaching, and let's go on from there. And next year will look a little bit different. But it breaks my heart, and I'm concerned for a lot of kids that they're not getting anything right now.
Yeah.
Praise God, we are blessed, and we are able to do it for our kids. But there are people who aren't. And that worries me. Yeah,
and Rebecca points out, I'm working 18 hours a day with my students, and some others have just basically walked away from their students. It breaks my heart.
That's it.
That's how I am too. I mean, I think this one student, she wrote me, and I said, look, because the week after spring break, because like they called it before spring break, so we finished our semester like before spring break, and then they said, hey, don't come back. And I'm like, look, you students have to figure these things out. This first week back, here's some videos to watch. We're going to take it easy. We're going to change how things are. We're going to add some extra like giveaways and stuff like that. And as one student of mine wrote me, and she's like, Mark, I'm going home. I have 9 siblings that live at home. I'm like, wow. And she's like, and I have professors that are like, if I'm not there during the live feed, they will not give me the points, and I will get a lower grade because I'm not there. She's like, what am I supposed to do? I have 9 siblings that are using the internet, and we have 1 computer. I know exactly what the student is, and it breaks my heart, and it makes me so mad about my colleagues. I actually wrote to my colleagues to say, hey, we need to do more. And as you said, some of them just don't care, and some of them just didn't care. And it just,
we need to move on to another.
Yes, let's move on to another topic.
Move on to something else, because Mark is going to explode.
Yeah, because anyway.
We all just want what is good for the students.
All right, so moving on.
All right, we got to find something else.
There's a lot. Yes, I think we got there's like 400 comments about this.
Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna move. So let's find a travel thing. Yeah, abusive household. Yeah.
Oh God, it's so much. Oh my gosh.
So to all the teachers out there that are working your butts off and trying to make things better for your kids, awesome.
Those
of you that are half-assing it, come on, we can
pick up the pace.
You know what happened in the past happened in the past. You can change now. You got 3 weeks left of semester, 4 weeks. We can rock it out. We can do a great job to finish strong. Right? Yeah. It's like, you know what? We're losing the relay, but we get in that freestyle and boom, the big one comes. All right, so let's find some. There's no travel things here. Thank you, Isaac Rogers, for the super chat. That's very nice. Charlie Baker with the most controversial thing on here. Yes, pineapple belongs on pizza. Boom! Let's get things real crazy. We'll talk about that. But let's not do the drop one of these things that we had last time. That got a little weird. Mark Marathon Man Walters.
Hang on. Oh, it's just a hard time right now.
Yeah.
My economics professor threw a tantrum and walked out once because he caught a single student on YouTube. This was at an expensive private university.
So I teach a class with 600 students, and I will walk around sometimes. And one time I walked around, dude was watching New Trier High School basketball from 1991. And this was like in 2015, okay? I'm like, dude, there was nobody even there. Like, what are you watching this for? Like, that's why I still remember it. Like, New Trier High School basketball. I'm like, God, I need to up my game. It's like, look, and this is one thing I always say. It's like, look, students today are different than students from before because they grew up doing 10,000 things at once. So for them, it's normal to do 10,000 things at once. So you gotta teach them differently. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Rebecca pointed in on location from outside one of her students' houses.
Oh, that's very cool. Oh,
Rafael Santos, you must be the type of professor nobody has a beef with. Oh, believe me, there are students that don't like me. So I won't lie. I have won a number of teaching awards. But I always have some students that always want to complain about, there's a good ad on SiriusXM radio right now. It's like, oh, people are complaining. It's like, yeah, they charged me less than they said. They're liars. Like, there's people like, they're going to find something bad to say. That's how it is. All right. Travel stuff. Let's do travel stuff. Hey, guys. Mark R. Hey, guys. Love museums when I'm in Europe. Went to Madrid in November and loved the Prado. It is awesome. But was very disappointed in the Reina Sofia. Was it just me? Maybe I had too high expectations.
I haven't been to Reina Sofia.
You haven't been to Madrid? Yeah,
I haven't been to Madrid.
I failed in my love for you.
Is that insane? I haven't been to Madrid. What the ever-loving heck?
And since we've been married, I've probably taken, 3 student groups there? I've actually taught Madrid.
I'm going to go make a cocktail.
So,
on that note.
Don't feel bad that you were disappointed because so for those of you that know, there's really 3 big museums in Madrid. You got the Prado, which is the big one, then Reina Sofia, then the Tyson Krupp or something like that. It's like the elevator and toaster people. And basically it goes in that order: Prado, Reina Sofia, and then the other one, and it drops each amount the same. But the Prado has got a huge collection of the Dutch masters and stuff like this. It will teach you art history thing.
Well, I love the Dutch masters.
Yeah, you would love Prado. You'd stay in there for days. It is fantastic. I love the Prado. Reina Sofia is different. If you like Picasso, that's where Guernica is. Like his big Spanish Civil War painting. Like some people say it's his best work. I think it's one of his best works. I don't think it's his best work, but it's one of his best works. And the Reina Sofia is definitely, you cannot put it on the same. It's like you go to the Louvre and then you go someplace else. You can't. Everything's a disappointment. You have to think of it in a different concept because a lot of people go to the Louvre and then they'll go to Musée d'Orsay like that's it. I'm like, oh no, these are great stuff. It's just a different beast. And so Mark, don't feel bad because you're not the only person that has that. I've actually taken students when I've had them there and they've said the exact same thing because I will take the students on a trip to the Prado and I get them a tour and they go through and they get the stuff. Like, you're free, go do what you want. And then a lot of them will go to Reina Sofia as well, but I don't pay for that one because I've got enough students that, oh, that's it. So you are not the only one. So let's see. Let's go scroll back down and see if we got some new travel questions. Let's see. Oh, my parents are taking me was canceled. I wanted to go somewhere warm, but with lots of unique culture and ideas. So, Lindsay, where you can go this summer is going to be really tough. If you're based in the U.S., you're looking at U.S.-based things, basically. Because in this summer, until like the end of the summer, I think you're probably stuck to domestic travel. There is that. Now, if they say, you know what, we'll take you in the fall, then you got some more options out there. But some good warm spots to go. Costa Rica's nice. I like Jamaica. You can go to like Caracas. Not Caracas. No, don't go to Caracas. No, sorry, not Caracas. Cartagena in Colombia on the beach and have a good time there. So there's some fun stuff you can do. Let's see. It's frozen again. Oh, Natasha T. Hello again. Thank you very much for the super chat. I think it's whenever a super chat comes, we get a freeze. Maybe then we should look when we get that freeze. Hi, Mark and Jocelyn. Look, someone's talking to you.
Hi, Natasha.
Do you think that a trip to New York City is doable in August? Do you think that would be a bad idea to go to New York City before fall semester? I think we have to see how things go. No one can say anything. I mean, if you're looking at August, I mean, that is May, June, July. Oh, that's 4 months away. I mean, think about 4 months ago, we were all like, wondering who's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Footloose Fancy Free. So it can be totally different. So I wouldn't say no. Like I have a trip to New York planned for September. And right now I'm still planning on doing it. So there is that.
Rebecca says, "Gentleman Jack hears everything." I tend to agree.
Yes.
Jack and I are good friends.
Gentleman
Jack
I think sweet. Everyone hears when you're drinking Gentleman Jack because then you up your voice. Let's see. So Heidi, hi Heidi. I have Heidi Marcha. I have not said hi to her before. Where do you plan on traveling to after all this is over? And whatever the next trip we have is, we're gonna go. Because we have everything planned out through December. And so it's whatever, it's kind of the next one up. But like for the summer now, since our big summer trip, or what was it, 7 weeks?
I don't know. I was reading something else.
So that's been canceled, and so now it's kind of like what we're gonna do. So we'll probably end up doing a U.S. domestic trip. So we might go and see some of our peeps on here and do a tour. So
Hoschel said, "How long should I stay in Madrid/Barcelona? I have 2 weeks, and the more time there is time missed in Sevilla or Portugal." So, for me, I can't speak to Madrid, but Barcelona it's way out over there. It's, far east, and it's a big city. So like you need 2 days for sure.
Yeah. Like so if you're coming from the U.S., you go with Delta, they have a direct flight from Atlanta to Barcelona. So you get in the morning, you're going to be wiped out. So you got that day. You got 2 days of seeing stuff, and you take the train over to Madrid. You got the evening in Madrid. They go party, have a good time, see the Madrid museums, do a day trip to Segovia when you're there, and then you can go down to Sevilla, which is 2.5 hours. So spend an extra day in Sevilla, maybe a day trip over to Cordoba, and then you go over then you can go down to Malaga, take the bus over to the Algarve in the south of Portugal, a couple days there, and go to Lisbon for a few days, and then there you go. See. All taken care of.
Todd, I have not restored any art. I've only restored art-filled buildings.
Yes.
So my preservation is all in the built environment, not in art. Although I went to an art school.
She rebuilt me into this man that I'm now.
You've been making fun of me all night.
I'm not. I asked our audience, have I made fun of her at all this night? No. See, no one. Look, no comments saying I have.
I love you.
Have you guys heard of Anthony Bourdain? Yes, I have heard of Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
Did watch some of his stuff. I thought it was interesting, the Anthony Bourdain effect, where restaurants would just get overblown, but it'd be like just that restaurant. That's one of the reasons why we don't, it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons why we don't talk about specific restaurants. Because I would rather talk about the type of food you should have in a country or a region or a city.
Or places to look for that food.
Yeah, and to look for it. So then you go and find that food and you find your own adventure. Because I know
in your own special place.
Yeah, because I've had students on these trips I take with my students, and they literally have the Bourdain itinerary. Like, oh, we're going to be in Vienna. We're going to eat here and here and here. We're going to Copenhagen. We go here, here, and here. We're going to be by Venice. We have to eat. I'm like, there's other places you can go. No, that's what Anthony Bourdain did. I want to do that. Which is great because he's brought attention to some of these smaller places. That's why the diners, drive-ins, and dive stuff, like Guy Fieri, that fantastic, bringing all this notoriety to all these little places, and it makes a big difference for them. But like for us, I'm like, I want to bring everybody, so then everybody gets to explore.
Talia asks, she says, Oktoberfest was canceled. I'm worried about our European trip in December being canceled too. She and I were talking about this. We were DMing, and
You never DM me.
you live in my house. I see you all the time.
Hey, it's only 23 and a half hours a day.
All the time. When do I get a half an hour without
You walk the dog with the boys.
When I are you adding up all the times I pee and that you pee and we like when you're in the bathroom and that's half an hour?
It's like 7 hours right there.
The whole world just heard that. And it's not 7 hours for Pete's sake.
No.
So December being canceled, I think it's going to go country by country. I really think that it's going to depend on, Czech Republic is putting down mandates, and Italy is putting down mandates that other places aren't necessarily, or at least they're posturing things right now.
And that's the thing is
that other places are not necessarily doing. Sweden never did close their borders, and they're not doing any kind of social distancing.
And I think that will influence a lot of our stuff. Like we had friends of ours that were supposed to go to Ireland this week, and she wrote me on Facebook. She's like, we were supposed to go to Ireland, but we didn't. Though the flights are still going, we're not going. Her husband's a doctor.
It's a doc in Boston.
And so they're like, we're not going. And so she's like, I'm showing my kids your Ireland videos so they get at least a little bit of Ireland. I'm like, that is one reason why I would never want anybody to have to watch Waltersboro because they couldn't travel. But
yeah,
that's one of those things. I'm like, I'm glad we do things that are like family friendly and helpful, because it can be stuff like that. Like that's
it's
one of the
also
things.
when I wish that we actually did take more B-roll and not drone footage. Here's why I don't like drone footage.
You never see it
because that's not something you get to see. It's cool to see like an overlay of something for a second, but like I'm never floating above a town to see the town.
Yeah,
I want to see like what the boots on the ground. I want to know what that's like.
And the thing is some of the drone footage they do take themselves, but you'll notice that some of the drone footage is the same on all the places because they get it from the AP or Reuters. So it's not like it's their own.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that the future is just day by day, and I think you gotta wait to rebook or reschedule things until you're getting closer to the date.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
And December's a long way off, honey.
Yeah. Because we have stuff for December too. So, and that's another thing for all of you that are like, oh, should I just cancel now? Well, if you have things that will let you cancel and give your money back, then yeah, if you're going to cancel that. But if they're not, well, it's like the airlines. If you cancel it yourself, they say, well, you're canceling, so you just get e-credit. But if they cancel it, then you can get a refund.
So waiting may help.
So sometimes it's worth it. Like, I've got a trip to Boston that is definitely not going to happen in May. Like, it's early May. It's not happening. But I'm not, and it's funny because, like, they've had to cancel so many flights that actually my flight that goes to Atlanta actually leaves after my flight that's from Atlanta to Boston. I'm like, yeah, that's not physically, but we still have flights for you. So I'm just waiting for until then. So that's one of those things too.
Daniel Keaton says, what do y'all use to help make itineraries for your trips? A piece of paper and a pen.
In our heart.
In our heart. We don't use any kind of stuff. I mean,
Magic
often it's the two of us just sitting talking, and then we bring the kids in and ask them their opinions and stuff too. So
see, that's why it's good we're not traveling right now, because we do not have our Barnes and Noble dates to like really sit and have our chai tea and chat about stuff, and John at our Barnes and Noble, who's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they make it. God, I that's one thing that gets
don't
me.
even
You
say
got all
things
these
like
places that might
mm-hmm.
not make it after this, and you're just like.
Joe says, any good all-inclusive resorts or places to visit? We're planning a vacation next May for my wife's DS degrees.
Awesome. Congratulations to her.
So, yeah, that's very cool. We're not all-inclusive people. We will go and we will spend a night now and again, but we don't stay generally more than that because we find that we're too independent, I guess. I don't want to. I mean, it's lovely to have somebody come and bring you your drinks and do those kinds of things. But for us, we like to delve into the culture. We want to we want to meet locals, not just people at the resort, because when you go to a resort and you start meeting people, you're meeting people like, particularly if you're American going to Mexico or many places in the Caribbean, most chances are you're just going to meet more Americans, which is great. I never don't want to not meet people. We like to meet people.
For sure.
But generally speaking, I like to meet locals so that I can get the culture. But not everyone travels like that. So we're not good people to ask about all-inclusives, but I guarantee you there are a whole bunch of people in this feed who are really good and know a lot more than we do about all-inclusives. So,
but I will say,
Joe Brooks. Y'all write to Joe Brooks, at Joe Brooks, and tell him what you know about all-inclusives.
But the 3 best places for all-inclusives, Dominican Republic, you definitely have to do all-inclusive when you're there. Jamaica and Cancun. Those are your like.
They have good ones.
They have good ones that are going to give you the biggest bang for the buck. Mr. Blonde, of course I know Gabriel Iglesias. We're all fluffy in this world, my friend. He's a good dude. He actually was here. He was supposed to be here last month when this all started. So I don't know.
He was?
Yeah, and that's when everyone was like, I don't want to go out and do stuff, but he started a show here. But yeah, I like him. He's pretty funny. He's the fluffy for the Husky
Hang on,
fellas.
stop. Native New Yorker here. Don't go to New York in August, regardless of COVID.
Oh my God, no way.
Humid and nasty that time of the year there.
Preach, Nick, preach.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like August is horrible, but once you get to like late September, it's really nice. Like that's where I'm going to be going. Ooh, Babs has got her Eiffel Tower wine glass going. Someone has asked about going to teach in Madrid in October, and they crazy this time. Look, October's a long way off, and you got a chance to teach in Madrid. I'd go. I mean, I have gone. It's really great.
Reggie, we did hear about October Fest, and it sucks. It's unprecedented, and maybe it's early to be doing it, but they have to do that early. I used to work in some event planning stuff. You can't let that something of that magnitude you can't let sit for very long because there's so much planning that happens in going into it. And then 2, when you're at Oktoberfest, it's a bunch of tents and it is wall to wall people. Even if it's not a busy time, it's still like sardines. I mean, there is no social distancing. There is like, I mean, you're rubbing butts with people you don't know, and unintentionally so. It's not
and
like
people are rubbing your butts, you don't know them.
I mean, you're just rubbing up on people the whole time, so it's not. I get why they did it,
and I think anything that's going to be an enclosed, lots of people together stuff is not going to happen throughout the summer. So your concert series and stuff like that probably not going to happen. And the thing is, like, you might have it where if it's more spread out, it's outdoors, maybe. But they're all intense, and so that's where these things happen. Lincoln Abraham, we have not been to Mexico City. I was supposed to go the first week of May for VidCon Mexico, but that is not happening anymore.
Mark said, "I'm a peep." What does that mean?
He was talking about he is a peep, my brother.
Oh.
We're Marks together.
Oh, that kind of peep. I was thinking about, marshmallow peeps.
Yes. Terry would say that Mark is a marshmallow. Her
you know
little
what?
fluffy marshmallow.
Marshmallow peeps are really good if you just stick them on a stick and hold them over a candle and just kind of crispen up. Okay, so I used to roast marshmallows in my bedroom as a child because I'm special.
You are. So Gallivanti says, how about a Route 66 road trip? Actually, that's one of the things we're thinking about doing this summer. We did some...
Yes, because it avoids the mountains.
Because Route 66, we have a few older videos. If you go to our website, we have like best stops on Route 66 and stuff like that. But we have some old videos about that. But I think that's one of the things I thought about doing is heading down that way and then doing a few offshoots to go see some of our buddies like in Dallas and have some barbecue with the Finleys and other awesome people around here. So there is that. Let's see. Oh, dang it.
There was one I wanted to see.
I know, and it jumped like 7 bajillion. Heidi, I'm glad we can answer. Alex Sod Foley, glad you're here. Glad to see you.
Chris Bates is on. Hello.
Chris Bates is on too?
Yep.
See, that's the thing is like we get stuck behind, and it's like so many good people.
And then...
Bye, Monique. Barnett, I guess you're gone by now. We suck. Okay. I'm just going to stop here, and then we're going to go from here. Emma says, Jocelyn, you're a queen. I love you.
Thank you, Emma.
Time for a kiss isn't here, but whatever.
Oh, mwah.
I love you.
You know what's funny is my parents, when I was little, they called me the queen. Actually, they still call
do.
me the
Actually,
queen.
in your dad's phone, isn't it?
It's
Queen?
my mother's.
Your
I don't
mother's
know
phones?
about my dad's.
Yeah.
I doubt it's in my dad's.
Yeah,
Huh?
I doubt it is. Does he have your number?
You should shrink. You should shrink
just
into
joking.
a small little ball.
He's a nice guy. I love him. He's very nice. He's good to the kids, and he's good to you. I love you.
He's good to you, too.
I know. He's a great guy. I've got good deals on cars. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right.
Okay, so Bab says, do you think the borders with Canada will be open by September? I want to drive there from New York. I can't say. I would say for me, September, I would imagine maybe, which isn't really helpful. I think we all have to be really flexible. I think that's why you're going to see a lot of domestic road trip kind of stuff because it's something you can control. It's like, think about it. The road trip is the toilet paper of travel because you can control it. You can have it. You can decide how far you go. I can go 400 rolls. And the other way you can't. That's where you're going to see this stuff. That's going to be the hard part for the airlines is getting people to be like okay with traveling again. Because we had friends that were going for spring break and I'm like, man, rent a car because they were flying out there. I'm like, man, get a car rental. If you can cancel it, then do it. But so you can have some way to get back home. And a couple had to do that. A couple had to like just drive back home from it. So
hang on. Chris Bates says, do you take personal photos besides the videos on your trips? We do.
I wish I took more. I feel bad that I have not taken more. I'm doing better at that now. I'll randomly like videotape them for a while. They don't watch.
I would like to just take family photos. I would like to. We have a lot of pictures that we just don't put out there. Sometimes every now and then, and I've been pulling out more of my kids' old pictures lately and posting them from when they were little, occasionally on Instagram and stuff. I mean, I don't know. But we share a lot of our lives with you guys and a lot of our travels with you guys. So sometimes
it's like I want this for us.
I have to keep something for just us, you know? So yeah, there are pictures and videos and things that are ours and ours alone. However, this person over here will just like be editing videos and put stuff in and I'm like, whoa, dude, that's me. I'm not like, that's not, you know.
Yeah, apparently I only pick horrible pictures of Jocelyn. But I'm like, then take nice pictures and don't be silly.
I look in the mirror twice a day.
And you're gorgeous.
When I put my face on and when I take my face off.
When I see you, you're the most beautiful.
Okay,
amazing,
but I'm not one of those
ever.
people that pay.
I love you.
Shut up!
I can look at you all day long.
I don't take good pictures because I don't think like that. I don't think about how I look in.
And that's why all of our pictures of Caleb are this.
I have RBF and I make.
You do not have resting face.
I do.
No, you don't.
I've watched these
videos. No, you do. You have
like,
resting, beautiful face. You're gorgeous.
So anyway,
Henry has a super chat. I don't want to leave Henry out. He's a good dude. Go on. We're listening.
I'm not good at taking pictures, and he always picks the crappiest pictures of me. And that is all.
Oh no, I don't pick the crappiest ones, if that tells you anything. Henry Martinez, thank you very much for the super chat. What are the chances of you guys making a video on this YouTube channel about the steps you take to create videos and what software, etc.? Gracias. So I have thought about making some of those. Those are more like Professor Walters kind of stuff. But I could do something like that eventually. Yes, so that is something we could definitely do.
Road trips are the toilet paper of travel. Yes, we should put that on a shirt.
But not in a bad way.
I know. What?
What is this?
It's lemonade.
Can I have some?
We need to pour it for you.
Alright.
I've got cold stuff in the fridge, man.
Because it's one of those things we just got. It got delivered. And so we wiped it off. But I'd rather us pour it and wipe it and stuff than Liam do that. Dale, the strongest whiskey I've had? Okay, it was in Lithuania. And it didn't have a name. It was brought in on a ship. And my buddy got a 5-gallon jug of it. And it would... I think it's still running the power plant in some part of Lithuania. It was quite strong. Quite strong. Yeah, Baz, pictures of the kids are... That's the thing is now I feel bad because when we first started doing this, we didn't have a lot of like chips and stuff. We didn't have the money to buy all this stuff. So we didn't have a lot of chips. So it was like we had to, like scale things back. And I felt bad we don't have more like videos of the kids and stuff like that. Like I was making... Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you can take that. And so when I was making this Ottawa video that's a throwback from 2014 that's coming out tomorrow... I'm like, man, there's no video of the kids. There's very little videos of the kids. There's very few videos. There's more pictures. Now I'm doing, like, I would say since like the last 4 years, I've really focused on making sure I have videos of the kids and stuff like that and things like that. Like sometimes I'll just be there and like just video. And they're like, kids like, don't video us. Don't use it in a video. I'm like, I'm not. This is not for that. This is for just to have. Because there's only a few, like there's not a lot when the kids are really little. But then I think back, I'm like, yeah, but back then you sometimes you'd have cameras that only videoed for 15 seconds. So a little bit different. Oh, Kid Channel. Thank you very much for the super chat. What's the last book you read for fun and enjoyed?
Oh, I'm reading one right now called Empty Mansions. And it's not what I typically read. I don't know. It's just different. But it's compelling. You have to read it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you have to read it specifically, but like when I start reading it, I'm like, I can't stop.
The Royal We need to read it. For me, well, I usually read for the kids. So I read the entire How to Train Your Dragon 13-book series. I've read the Harry Potter series to them. I've read, what else are we reading? Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. Trying to get more in the classics kind of stuff, like
yeah, but you edited.
Yes, I edited. I'm like, I'm not saying that word.
Significant editing going on in some of those.
So when they hear about the controversy, they're like, "What?"
They'll be like, "What?
My dad didn't use those words. You're right. Your dad will never use those words." Oh, here, means to travel. When Derek, that wonderful, wonderful man, always takes bad photos of me, despite being an amazing photographer, he always says, "I don't do portraits." Oh, I like the eye roll. I like the eye roll emoji to go along with that because, Alyssa, that is so true.
Sugar.
Wait, Babs is saying, shut up, Mark. What's going on?
Because shut up, Mark.
Mark needs to teach a master class in ass kissing. I'm pretty good at that. Oh, all right, so let's go back up here because we had a big jump, so we're going to start right here.
Okay.
Let's see.
We're just going to take a spot. Oh, Michael Mon left. Dag nabbit, Michael, I just saw this and now you've been gone. I hope your bike ride was good.
He probably had a cramp. Knock it off.
He was probably like, I can't do it all. They're crazy.
Let's see. The drone crash. I missed the whole drone crash conversation with the Gallivantes and Gals.
Oh. All right. There's a place for all-inclusive. Sometimes we like to pawn the kids off on the grandparents for 2 nights.
Aruba. That's another place a lot of people do that.
All-inclusive for the weekend. So, you know what? I have to agree because we have done all-inclusives, like I said. Generally speaking, though, Mark and I don't do what you do. We're not that smart. We very rarely take time where it's just the two of us. It took us
10 years to go on a vacation, just the two of us.
Yeah.
10 years. Because there was a couple times we went to Chicago. Because I had a conference. And so we went up there to spend the night. And then we thought we had a few nights together, 2 years ago in Chicago? Was that? Yeah, 2018.
Well, we were supposed to go to Savannah.
Oh, and there was a Savannah one. There was a hurricane. We got one night together.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been
a few. It's rare that Mark and I go anywhere for more than like 24 hours alone. So
she's scared of being alone with me. That must be it.
No, let's just say what everyone's thinking. Mark's afraid of Jocelyn.
Hush now. Anyway,
I love you.
So yes, Mark Finley is the awesomest 6'8" person ever. Because Jordan was 6'6", so there's that. Let's see.
Hang on, stop. Oop. My ticket to Germany was canceled, but my ticket coming. This is Allison Rattle. But my ticket coming home hasn't been canceled yet. Should I wait to call the airlines until a few days before? I should have been coming home. No.
If you're the first one's canceled, you can't get there, so they have to give you your money back.
You can. Call.
It depends where you're at. Some they're gonna go. We'll give you credit. But you can say, look, I don't want the credit. I want the money back because whatever. And well, if it's a U.S. carrier, the U.S. government sent them a letter saying, look, if you cancel your flight, you have to give them their money back. But if you want to take the credit, they're letting the credit go until 2022 for a lot of U.S. carriers. It just like for us, it's just the credit's getting silly now. So it's like I'm not going to fly that much the next 2 years. So okay, we will, but you know what I mean. So anyway.
Oh, Joe worked for the DOS. I love going out and exploring the local way of life during my travels. So that's who we are. And I'm like, I don't want to say that you shouldn't do all inclusives or you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. It's just that we travel a particular way, and because it's who we are. It's got nothing, everybody does something different.
There's no right way or wrong way to travel. You travel your way. Like there's people that love cruising. There's people that love all inclusive. There's people that love to solo travel.
I'm going to disagree with you. There are wrong ways. Well, okay, don't travel rude. Don't travel ignorant.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't. Okay. So there are.
That's true. Those things
are
wrong. But I meant like how you travel. What's up? You want to go out?
I'm a pillow fluffer. All right, so you guys are all talking amongst yourselves again. I love it. It makes me so happy. All right, do you guys have any recommendations on saving money on a road trip? My girlfriend and I want to take a trip to the UP of Michigan, and I want to have a good time, but I also not want to break the bank. Okay, so this is for Grognak. I'm not quite sure that I'm saying your handle correctly. But anyway, so obviously planning ahead and booking hotels and things ahead can help you with that. Because often, so Mark and I aren't always very good at that on road trips. And it has cost us before because we'll go somewhere and there's like no rooms available because of one thing or another. And so we'll end up there's only one hotel to book in, and it's like the most dang expensive hotel in 3 counties. And so so sometimes like knowing if you're going to stop in certain areas or about where you're going to stop, just give yourself that, just define that and get a place ahead of time, and you'll be able to like cut that. So don't eat just a bunch of fast food. I'm all about packing some food from home or some decent food that you buy at a grocery store rather than eating on the road all the time. So that actually really helps on a big long road trip. We will go and we'll stop in towns and we'll get food from rather than gas station or fast food. We go to the grocery store and we'll make some sandwiches and things like that. There are little things like that. And we've got some road trip stuff. I don't know that any of them are particularly on saving money, but we've got some really good road trip videos. Road trips are one of my favorite things of all time. So there you go. Kid Channel says microwave peeps. I do that, but we don't have. Well, we do have a microwave now.
It's in the garage.
I hate microwaves.
A friend of mine gives.
Y'all are just learning all sorts of good stuff about us.
My buddy Jeff, who's seen some of our videos, he gave it to me for Christmas last year. As a joke to piss her off.
I don't know. It wasn't a joke. He really thought you needed a dang microwave.
Yeah, but I think the fact that it irked you probably trumped the fact that I might want to use one once. And the funny thing is, the only time we ever used it is Caleb used it to make microwave popcorn. When we're like, we're not making popcorn. He's like, I got microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
Did you get that for Christmas?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I just don't see the need for a microwave, and also I don't want to irradiate my food. And go ahead, call me all the things you want to call me. Mine's getting really stuffy. It's the spring is happening.
71 Sergeant Mom. Sorry, it's supposed to be in Japan. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Kogi points out that Route 66 does not avoid mountains if you go all the way to California.
But I'm not going straight through the Rockies, and that's what I care about.
Daniel Keaton, what about more specific locations? Like, how do you find and discover the attractions to see? So we'll actually look and have a rough idea of the cities we want to go to, and then we'll find. Then once we figure out the cities we want to go to, then we pick out the attractions that really appeal to us. Because the thing is, you really need to figure out is which attraction really is something you want to do. Because some people love art, some people don't. Some people like natural history. Like Liam loves. If there's a dinosaur thing, we're going there. We're going to see the dinosaur bones for Liam.
Dinosaur National Monument. I want to take that kid there. Coolest MLB station or stadium you've ever been to?
There's only one that everyone has to go to, and that is
Wrigley.
That's right, in Chicago.
It is. That's what baseball's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Doodle-doo-doo-doo.
All right.
Doodle-doo-doo.
How would you spend 5 to 6 days in Uruguay? I would probably do 2 in Colonia, 2 in Montevideo, and 1 day at Punta del Este. That'll take care of it for you.
What's wrong?
Let's see.
Check on him.
We just took him out. Oh, he's trying to get the chicken wings in the garbage.
Can you take the chicken and set it? Thank you.
Oh, Bonancos. I think we all know the 95-96 Chicago Bulls would destroy the 16-17 Golden State Warriors. And also what's funny is those 95-96 Bulls actually have what we call a championship, where those Golden State Warriors do not have a championship at that year. So I'm going to go Jordan by far. Anyway.
Lori says, I want to know who else has run into Amex Platinum refusal to refund or credit the membership fees that they refuse to deduct due to lack of travel and card benefits available.
Pretty much everyone that has it. They make it standard things.
It's standard.
And I think this is one of the things that I think a lot of people are going to remember when this is over is who was cool, who wasn't. Like, we used to not like Airbnb and we love VRBO or Vrbo. And then when we saw how Airbnb refunded everybody their money and Vrbo was like, nope, nobody's getting anything back. Screw you. It really changed how a lot of people perceive these businesses.
No, you don't.
No, you're not taking a whole thing of ice cream upstairs.
Put ice cream in a bowl.
He has the entire thing, the carton of ice cream.
I'm not kidding. The kid has eaten 3 gallons of ice cream during quarantine.
Don't you remember how
out of containers, so none of us can eat it.
Yeah.
And I
keep going, Caleb. Keep going. There's some bowls right there.
You are a naughty little booger. Christian says, that's a great tip, Jocelyn, and not just on road trips. I'm assuming you're talking about the food stuff because you say traveling internationally. Look up some recipes from the region you're traveling to and whip up something delish in the Airbnb.
You need a bath.
We were talking about that really early in this feed that we're going to try and do Foodie Fridays because I cook a lot. I love to cook, and I cook a lot of what I cook is at least inspired by where we've traveled to. So I'm going to see what I can do with some of that and bring you guys some of that from my own kitchen. And I think my kitchen videos, I actually do better because that's where I am most at home is in my kitchen.
Wow. Gear.
Where are you?
We did a 7,500 mile car road trip in October, DC to Bozeman. Man, you got us beat.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for taking a bowl up, Caleb, with the whole thing in it.
You're not supposed to eat there. You're supposed to eat in the kitchen.
He's shaking his butt at us. Yeah, we failed as parents. Just don't look at us for parenting advice. We are worthless. Yeah, you got us beat because ours was Illinois to Florida to Prince Edward Island to Toronto, Niagara, back around.
It was close to that.
No, we were like 5,000. Actually, if you do I think it's the 5 Love and Hates of Road Trips. There's a 5 Love and Hates of Road Trips video we did and actually counts the miles we did. So you can see Caleb and Liam being all cool at the end when Caleb used to do the videos with us.
Where's the baby?
Let's see.
Oh, good boy. Where's Buddy?
Yeah, Baz points out, the New York Museum of Natural History has virtual tours, and that is actually a really great museum. I really enjoy that one. That's a good museum. Let's see.
Thank you.
He's eating his emotions. Yes,
I love you.
Caleb's eating his emotions. That's why I eat every emotion. That's why I'm like that. Favorite city or country you visited and why? Dude, that is impossible. I love so many places. Most of the time, it's because of the people. To be honest, that's what. Because the thing is, sites are cool, but I go back because I enjoy the people. Paris is cool, but I don't go. I mean, there's cities that have cool stuff like Paris, but I go back because I love the Parisians. I love meeting the people there, hanging out in the bars, restaurants, and talking the food.
I love hanging out. I love the art. I love the city. No, there's nothing about Paris that I don't really love.
Except Christian points out chicken wings.
I just got here and didn't realize there were chicken wings involved. I need to isolate at the Walters house.
Yes, we ventured out and did the
takeout from our favorite wing place nearby, and we are huge. This family could eat chicken wings like all day and night. And tell me this: I have a couple questions about chicken wings. Do you like the drummies or do you like the flats?
And what do you call them?
Do you call them flats or safety pins?
I just called them the drummies, and then the other part, we didn't have a word, because we didn't have chicken wings when I was a kid, because we just had chicken wings, where my mom would make fried chicken. We didn't get to have, like, fancy buffalo chicken wings that other people did, because we weren't fancy.
Chicken wings are not fancy.
They're fancy! We didn't have
them. The antithesis.
If I did not have them, they were fancy. My poor mother probably doesn't even know what a chicken wing is.
She knows because she's
Chef Mayor. Is this my house? Yes, Chef Mayor. This is your house. Be with us, my friend. Be with us.
I put my ice cream away. Jocelyn is my new life coach. Well, this life coach hasn't worked out in 2 weeks. Let me tell you about that.
Yeah.
What?
Oh no! Where is it?
April's cheating on Caleb. What?
Yeah, because he's got the ice cream.
Oh. Gotcha.
She's cheering on Caleb.
Oh, she's cheering him on.
Amit, Philadelphia's really cool. I need to get there again. My mom loves it too. I'll probably go with her when this is over. That year's Golden State they do have a championship. Doesn't matter. Jordan would have beat the you-know-what out of them. Period.
Okay. Hey, Kim. Glad you can make it for Wednesday.
Kim's not Kim. Oh, cool.
I do have the mom voice. I'm mean.
You are a mom, though.
I'm like a mom, and I'm like, cool mom.
It's not mean.
And then I turn, and I'm like,
well, as Caleb has told us, you guys used to be cool. I'm like, yeah, it used to be 12. Now you're 13, so we're not cool anymore.
Here's what it is. In my life, I've just suddenly decided to become a whole new person. I have a completely different personality. Like, overnight, I became different.
She said that today to him.
I did. I told him that. That's the end of that.
I was like, yeah, dude, we just became horrible people.
It was me that changed.
Yes, I like Kagi TM. Raising teenagers like nailing Jello to a tree. Also, grandchildren are the reward for not killing teenagers. And that's what I tell myself.
That's brilliant.
Every day.
That's brilliant.
Yes, Kennedy. GPS is amazing help in Europe, and a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people like to use their phones for it, but the thing is, your phone will not click as quick as a GPS, so you might miss a roundabout or something like that. Yeah. So I highly recommend that.
Yes, Mark does marketing. That's kind of what he does.
Yes, look at my Professor Walters channels. We have all kinds of things on there.
I'm teasing you. Yes, he's a marketing man.
Oh, Anthony Stone, happy and blessed late Pasqua, Justin.
Thank you. Alito Sineste.
Dang it, just did that thing.
There it is. All right. Mr. Blonde, flats for boneless, trick, and drummies for more meat. Yeah, you get the meat off of the bone easier in the flats. I'm telling you.
So I remember I went to this place called Down the Hatch with my buddy Dave in New York. I think it was Soho. This is like 20 years ago, and we both graduated college. I was getting ready to go to Germany, and I went to see him, and he was working in New York. And I went to see him. It was like, there's this place it's all the wings you can eat for like an hour. I'm like, okay, and we go, and I'm like eating, and he's like. Dude, you're so happy. I don't want to tell you this. Look, you're so happy eating this, but you're wasting so much meat. And so he actually like, look, this is how you eat. He's like, take it like this, and you're like, oh my god, you get more meat off. He's like, yeah, dude. And so he like taught me how to eat the chicken wings. And he's like, I didn't want to stop you because you look so happy, and it's all over your face, but you were so happy. I didn't want to stop you. And it's like, how do you stop someone being so happy? But I wanted you to learn that. And so
I learned how to.
So he taught me how to do that. And it was funny because I used to go see him in London all the time, and we'd go every so often. We'd go to like a sports bar there and have chicken wings, and I'd be like, "This is for you." But I'd eat it the right way. He's like, "I'm so proud."
I learned how to eat chicken wings hanging out in the Forsyth Park in Savannah. Old man will sit there with a pile of chicken wings, and don't move that. And we can sit and shoot the chute, and it was really funny. All right, Chris says, I like the other part, but so does my wife, so I get the drummies. Good man, honey.
See,
Good man.
Jocelyn. So today we got it was an even split between the drummies and the flats. I don't know. It still feels weird saying that. And so I just made 2 lines, and I just started eating the drummies because Caleb and her fight over the flats. And then she's dividing all the flats. I'm like, hey, you don't need all the wings. Maybe someone else might
I gave
want to have
half the
one.
flats to Leah or to Caleb.
Yeah, poor Liam got 1 wing. He's like, I'm good, but he doesn't like wings.
He doesn't really like wings.
Well, he doesn't like getting the meat off. If we cut the meat off, he'd eat it. Children,
hang on.
Lazy.
Trini says, Jocelyn, did you do a lot of solo travel when you were single? If so, how did you like it? And did you have men hit on you sometimes? Thanks.
Dude, she gets people hitting on her when I'm with her.
That's not true.
Oh, it is. Please.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. They're just that's my husband. They're like, and he's fat. I'm like, yeah, and you're a dick. And so forget
And there's that. So I didn't necessarily do a lot of solo traveling. I traveled with friends, girlfriends, a bunch of us would go. Or not even a bunch. It might just be 1 or 2 other friends that I would go with. So not really solo. Yes, men hit on you. But you know what? There's a difference between them hitting on you and being leches or lecherous, gross people. And so you just learn to handle it. Also, I took a lot of crazy self-defense classes. So
she would kill you.
When anybody started to cross the line, in self-defense, it's not just about physically defending yourself. It's not about wringing somebody's neck or throwing them or cracking a bar stool over their head. That's not what it is.
Or breaking the ropes in 30 seconds, as you like to point out.
Yeah. It's also about evading the situation because you never want to come down to a fight. Know how to fight if you have to, but you don't want it to come to that. So know how to evade it. And I really, Trini, if you are going to travel alone, for any woman, I suggest, whether you're traveling or not, I really suggest taking these things because it teaches you ways to handle awkward situations where it could become something else. So look into that.
So Robin Q, our dog, we have a house sitter that comes and watches him when he's here. But I don't want to say the house sitter's name because he'll think he's coming. So our house sitter that comes is my cousin, and he usually was working when he's here, and he goes to work at 5 a.m. So he lets the dog out at 4:30 to throw the ball. And so last summer when we came back, Brig was at 4:30 in the morning, nudging me in the back to go out and play. And I'm like, dude, ain't like that. Cool Daddy Wes. Nice name. Thank you so much, Walter. I actually just got back from studying abroad in Milan. Awesome. Were you a Bocconi or Cattolica? And whenever I travel to a country, your videos help me so much. I'm from the best state, Texas, by the way. Howdy. I'm glad. And
the Finleys agree with you.
The Finleys agree with you. And that's one thing I like. I like being able to help study abroad students. And it's funny, so I'm a college professor in my day job. And I'll tell my students, I'm like, look, if you're going to go, you can come talk to me. I'll tell you some good travel tips for you or maybe some good weekend trips for you when you're going to go. And I give a lot of advice to them. Look, realize everyone will say they want to travel somewhere on the weekend, but nobody will because they want to just stay and party and get drunk. So if you want to travel, do these things, plan your stuff out beforehand. And my students, some of them will come, but some never say anything. And then after they go for a study abroad, they'll come back and talk to me like, weren't you my student last year? Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's good to see you. It's yeah, I just want to say, yeah, all the kids in my study abroad program, they all knew your videos. And then they're like, this guy's so awesome. And then I'd say well, that was my professor. And they're like, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, he was pretty cool. And they're like, oh, so you wouldn't talk to me when I was your professor, but then later on, we were like, you're my professor. It was kind of funny. But I'm glad. I always like when I can help study abroad students. It's really
Shay
nice.
says that everybody in their family gets
their own tub of ice cream. Obviously, you must have multiple freezers. We have one small one. So there is that.
Brig. What's wrong, buddy?
He just wants love and affection.
Buddy. He was fine when I got on the floor and petted him.
Yeah, exactly, because he's a spoiled brat dog.
So
our children and our dog are spoiled brat dogs.
Baby.
So, let's see. Oh, Mr. Means of Travel really wants to order Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know about yours. Our Buffalo Wild Wings, when we first moved here, was actually good, and now they are the most disgusting wings that take 19 hours to get, so I refuse to order from them anymore.
Chicken wing, and Rebecca says, Jocelyn's cooking show episode 2, chicken wing eating tutorial, Emmy worthy.
Heck yeah. Yes, Babs, that is the down the hatch that you were talking about. That's it. All right.
Someone was asking about, do you ever feel like you want to move to somewhere because the grass is greener than the U.S.? The grass is not greener than the U.S. The grass is greener than wherever the heck you are. It has nothing. And I can say this from having lived in other places.
The hue is different.
It isn't about being in the U.S. It isn't about being in Germany. It's not about being in Rwanda. It always looks different.
Else.
It's just something different. And so when we see something new and different, we tend to look at the good stuff, and we don't know it well enough to see all the bad stuff. So that's that. All right,
let's see. Get out your receipt and take Liam back. How dare he not like wings? That's good.
He does. He likes the meat. He just doesn't like. He doesn't.
He's a kid. He's like, I remember when I was a kid, I didn't like wings. I'm like, God, it's so much effort. And then I started eating them because my dad would like sneak in and get them from the fried chicken stuff. I'm like, wait, Dad's getting this. I should get it too. So I'd sneak it even earlier to get them. He's like, where are my drummies? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, look at me. He's like, it was you. It was you. Maybe. So we still fight over those. Let's see. Benalcos, before the MLS season was suspended, were you happy with Chicago Fire FC's return to Soldier Field? Did you prefer they played at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview? If it's getting big enough that it can actually play in Soldier Field, I think that's really great just to build up the league. So, Babs says you're a cute couple and perfect for each other. Why, thank you, Babs.
I think we're perfect.
I didn't pay her to do that, by the way.
We are kind of perfect for each other.
That's right. You're perfect. I'm each other.
Oh my goodness.
Matthew asked, for both of you, when did you get the travel bug? I think it was my grandpa sending me postcards all over the U.S. when I was a kid because he was a traveling pastor.
Pasta. Cool Daddy West went to Cattolica. Gallivanting gals. Tracy got hit on in the red light district by one of the ladies in the window. It freaked her out, but it was extremely funny to me. I was in trouble the rest of the night.
That's right. You're like, I got to up my game. It's like there's other people hitting on her.
I think that probably would have been us. Like we would laugh about that though. Like I mean. And
the thing is, whenever you always have to have a good attitude with it. Oh. Yeah, he was supposed to play.
He's just mad.
He's just mad because we're not playing with him.
I mean, what time?
So Belle Nomad loves you, Jocelyn.
It is 20-11.
Oh my goodness! It's not like we haven't been up this late ever. Yeah, Joe Brooks, Wingstop is our wing place of choice. Not bad. Actually, if you're looking for, I liked. Was it Pizza Hut that had decent wings?
I don't know.
Like for plain wings with no stuff, one of the pizza places, because we'll get that because somebody doesn't like pizza. I won't name names. Okay, Brig. Dude, he is the most spoiled brat dog ever.
Shh. Anthony says, my caregiver and I are Syriac Orthodox, and we're going to the Holy Land for Orthodox Easter. Oh, we were going. I guess we are. But with COVID-19, you know how that goes.
Yeah, we do.
Anthony, I can't even contemplate what it would be like to be there.
That is her dream.
Easter, Pascha is my absolute favorite holiday, both like
I have
secularly.
Christmas trees up. She keeps the Reese's eggs all year round.
It's completely different.
I know, but I'm trying to translate to like normal. No,
but I love Easter, like the secular stuff. I love too. I love all of it, and I love it liturgically. I would love to be in the Holy Land for Orthodox Pascha. That would just be amazing.
Can you hear our hardwood floor turning to shreds?
I know we'll never be able to sell this house.
They'll be like, we need new floors. I'm like,
yep.
We sold it as is. Anyway, moving on.
All right.
So Philip asked, what's your favorite Oktoberfest tent? She hasn't been. I've been to, I think, 4 out of the 6. They're all good. I think it's more just who you're with really makes it good.
Ronnie Dove's neighbor is cutting his grass. It is 12:40 p.m.
Dude, he ain't cutting the grass. He ain't cutting the grass. Someone's dead. That's all I'm saying.
That. Oh my gosh. What number of alcohol in terms of glasses are you guys on now? So 2.5. You drank that whole bottle of wine?
I had a few drinks. Well, I had a few of our lemonade things. What? I needed some grape juice. It's good for the heart.
Okay.
So Jess wants to know the next time we go to Greece. Well, we were supposed to go next month, but that's not happening. So I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be.
Lori's son is getting an EKG. If y'all are praying kinds tonight, please pray for Lori's son because she had to call 911 tonight. And so let's keep him in our minds and things. Yes. Banako, somehow I knew that you loved Pascha too.
So Rebecca Point says, Little Caesars Parmesan garlic wings are low-key gold. People really need to try them. So Little Caesars was our go-to pizza back in the day. We used to do that all the time. That was like the boys and I.
He's by the door waiting to go out.
I've been throwing the ball with him. Oh, Brig, you spoiled brat dog. You know.
Bring it here. Come.
Come here, buddy. I will go out and play in a little bit.
Oh, no, he's not. He wasn't by the door. He was standing by the food.
Are you hungry?
I'll feed you. I will feed you dog food.
You know, sometimes you feel like you spoiled your child. But we really spoiled this dog. He used to spoil this dog ever. Even the kids are like, Dad, he is way not as good behaved as he used to be. I'm like, I know. I have failed in so many levels. Anyway, I was going to answer somebody's question, but I forgot. Yes, Oktoberfest, Heidi, our Habit Master. Yeah, Oktoberfest is canceled this year, and pretty much any of the big events, I think, will be canceled this summer. I think you'll start seeing more events happening like late fall, early winter. And because the big events then aren't as big, because you don't have as many people that can fit in the stadiums, kind of stuff. No, the dog is not smoking the grass. Let's see. Ahmed says, I have always been fascinated by Germany. Every city looks so unique and beautiful, and I really want to visit all the castles too. Have you been to any of the castles? Yes, I've been to a lot of the castles. If you want to do a castle tour, a lot of people do the Rhine River cruises, and you kind of like castle. It's like a lot of things you can go do. I actually prefer doing the Mosel Valley. I like the wine better there, but also it's less touristy, so you get a better chance to see a lot of places on your own. So I do recommend that.
He just wanted food.
Spoiled brat dog.
I know, right?
Thank you, Mr. Blonde. Mr. Blonde, Ramadan's in like 2 days, so I'll be fasting. I'll pray for your son. That's really nice of you, buddy. Thanks, Mr. Blonde. We appreciate that. I know Laura does too.
And Fuzzy Pretzel Video says, thanks for your video about Cusco.
Cool.
You were not kidding about altitude sickness. I was there in November. It hit me hard, and I've had trouble sleeping. I was sick, like seriously sick. Yeah, and they're like, stay hydrated. I'm like, I'm too nauseous to drink anything. So I ended up, the next time we went somewhere that was high altitude, and it wasn't as high as Cusco, I got medicine from my doc, and that saved my butt. Like I was great, no problems.
Yeah, in Fuzzy Pretzel Videos, that is awesome. That is an awesome name, by the way. Also, it's in Puno. I like Puno. I was in Puno many years ago. I really enjoyed that. And I'm glad you got to meet the locals there because they are really super cool. So, Christian L., after the wine plus cocktails admission, Mark is my spirit animal. I'm glad the whale is your spirit animal. Chicken wings or drumsticks? Wait, Patty Picasso, do you mean chicken wings like to eat and then drumsticks the ice cream? That's a tough call.
Yeah.
Do I have sauces? That's what we need to know. That's what I need to know.
Wingstop's lemon pepper wings and Domino's plain wings.
Yes, Domino's plain wings. I'll go with that one. Domino's and Pizza Hut plain wings work because the thing is in the delivery, when you have the sauce, it just makes everything horrible.
I'm losing my hearing
this
year. I think next week we have to sit on opposite sides because
dude, we've been sitting this way for like 6 years doing live feeds.
No, in there, sometimes I've been on the other side.
No, because it gets really weird, and then we switch back. Remember we tried to switch opposite side this way? It didn't work.
Come on.
No, I can't do that. I cannot. Okay, we can do it this way.
I'm just going to
I like this way.
Do you like that?
Yeah,
okay. In Denmark, even August is cold, very cold. We got a problem after the U.S. Christian Valdez. Thank you for the super chat. As I sit on
I guess sit on the side and noise her.
Well, yes. Okay, speaking of Easter, I just found out that most people cook their eggs before dying. Turns out my family was weird and was trying right.
Oh my. Yes, Christian. You are weird, dude. Wow. I didn't know.
You know what, though? I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that's such a bad deal because then if people don't like hard-boiled eggs, then they could just crack them and eat them fried. No? Okay, Christian.
Christian, did you like cook them and then you boil them afterwards?
Or did you dye them? Are you saying did you dye them and then boil them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
all right then.
okay, any weekend U.S. girls trip suggestions. So the Habit Master, some good, I would say friend weekends because it could be girls weekend, guys weekend, mixed weekend, couples weekend. New Orleans, Savannah, New York, Boston, San Diego, Vegas. I think Seattle's fun. Kansas City. Kansas City's like a hidden one, but that's definitely only guys or only girls kind of thing. I don't know.
Grognak, Mark, I think I remember you saying that you studied in Vienna.
Yes.
How good was your German before you went there, and how long were you there? I'm planning on studying abroad there and my master's.
Okay, Grognak, you'll be fine because probably a lot of your class will actually be in English if it's a master's program in Vienna. I didn't know much when I was there. When I was studying Vienna, I actually was learning German when I was there, so there was that. And then I've actually taught in Vienna 3 times, and I always teach in English, so you'll have that. And a lot of times in Europe, you'll have master's programs that are actually all taught in English, so you'll be okay. Especially in Vienna, it's all built.
Yeah, because your German really kicked butt. Mark did his master's in Berlin, and so he learned like his German got perfected there.
So Christian realizes his mistake because going back to the colored raw eggs. Christian. They weren't eaten. Always seems so wasteful. Yes, Christian, and now you can not continue that tradition with your children. You can be like, you know what? We're going to cook the eggs first. I do believe it says on the pause carton, boil the eggs first and then do it.
Joseph Pollard says, Jocelyn, can you read coffee grounds?
She can drink them.
There was that one time.
Oh, yes. Nashville makes a good one, too, for the people looking for a weekend.
Oh, Nashville's a good one. Yes, you're right. So, no, and I don't believe in that hooey, but I guess she was my great-great-aunt. She'd be my great-great-aunt. She tried to read my grounds one time, and I was like, yeah, I don't really, okay, and she would tell me stuff, but here's the deal. I can look at anything and see something else. I think it has to do with
she looks at me and sees a wonderful husband to be married to. See, obviously she can see anything from nothing.
Stop. Y'all see it too. I know you do.
They're not here for me, baby.
But there's I can look at anything. I can't stand oak furniture because I see stuff in it. I can't stand popcorn ceilings because if I'm lying in a bed and I'm looking up at a popcorn ceiling, I see stuff in it. My mind just works like that. I see don't you do that?
Yes, honey, I do it all the time.
Listen, math man, we're
I understand.
Let me be weird.
I understand exactly what you mean. I
fixate on things like that.
No, I know. And I'm not judging. No, I completely understand how you can see those things.
You're placating me.
No, I'm not, because I looked up there and I can see stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's Blondie and Dagwood right there, and he just had a sandwich. Anyway, so inside Lauren's brain, I was so mad. I was supposed to make deviled eggs for Easter and we forgot. I was so mad at myself. I know. Deviled eggs are so good, and no matter what you do, when you buy them at the store, they totally suck. It's how do you make it so liquidy? It's horrible. I need that pop.
Megan, I haven't been to Palm Springs in about a gazillion years, so I can't really tell you anything good.
I haven't retired there, so I can't tell you.
However, I hear they have a really good airport.
Isn't that where Coachella Valley is? Where Coachella stuff
somewhere
is?
near there.
Yeah, no, I watched. Yeah, no. So that's actually a lot. I met some of the people from the Coachella tourism board. And then they talk to me, and they're like, "Oh, you travel?" They're like, "We don't care." I'm like, "Okay."
And Claire says, "My trip to the Scottish Highlands was rescheduled for next spring. Would you recommend seeing the Isle of Skye?"
Yes. Sorry. What did you have an answer?
Yeah, no, I said it. Yours was just quite a bit louder than mine was. All right. What are your tips for moving abroad? How do you find a job and a place to stay? Would you obtain a phone number? Would you obtain a phone number first on res? Would you say obtain a phone number first on resume?
Okay, so
have a job before you move.
Working abroad is tough. I have a lot of students that come to me and they're like, they study abroad for a semester and they want to go move abroad when they're done with their degree. And I'm like, look, getting a job abroad is really tough. If you do not have the permission to work somewhere, it is really tough to get that permission because people have to go through all this effort. So like, there's easier ways of going, like, do a master's program, because sometimes they have like, you do a master's here, you get a couple extra years to work here. And then the companies that hire from there know the people that are there, so it might be a little bit easier to do if you're finishing your studies. But it is tough to find stuff because you have to give them a reason. And like some places, like, look, we have to get locals first, and then people in our region, and then it's people outside. Like when I got my job in Portugal, it was really like they had it set up. It was like, look, it has to be a native speaker that has is studying a PhD or things, has experience in these areas. So they really tailored the job offering for what I had because there was no Portuguese or European that could do exactly what I did. And so that's what you have. So it is really extremely tough. And realize, so what I ended up doing when I wanted to work abroad, I found other ways to go because you might look at it and say, you know what, you want to work in Prague, but maybe you need to start in Lithuania. It's like you have to think about the other ways there. It's the path is not always a straight line. Sometimes it's kind of circuitous. You're up.
Okay. Yeah. So Megan Morris talked to Chris Bates because he is familiar with the Palm Springs area and is saying that hotels are closed through June. So y'all like converse between yourselves. Mark, have you ever tried? Dang it! It jumped. To get into something in Berlin.
Have you tried to get into the Berghain nightclub in Berlin? Okay, so back when I used to live in Berlin, we got into all the clubs back in the day. Even though I was a huskier fellow, we danced a lot and drank a lot, and so we were a good time. And so the bouncers kind of got to know us. So my buddy Magnus and I, we would get into all the clubs. So it was a good time.
I'm trying.
Ja, Mark ist sehr schön. Dankeschön, ganz nett. Ich habe die auch nie gesehen. Henry Martinez, thank you very much for the super chat, buddy.
Thanks, Henry.
Mark and Jocelyn, what are some unusual foods you guys had while traveling in China? Donkey? Any good or funny food memories of those trips? Thanks again. So, yeah, the donkey in China was interesting because when you go, you get a menu. And the reason why you knew it was a donkey restaurant, they had donkey, is because they had Shrek in the menu. If you saw a picture of Shrek or any Shrek character in the restaurant, they had donkey there.
So I also want to talk about some funny memories. So one, we sat down in a restaurant and they use something akin to Google Translate, and we ordered
like bad Google Translate, not good, like bad.
So we ordered, just because we do like Doctor Who, there was something on the menu that said Doctor in Box. So we said, well, we'll have a Doctor in Box. I mean, it was just like, why the heck not?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We were there for almost 8 weeks. It was 8 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. It was a long time. It was like almost the entire summer.
7 weeks.
And we went to this place. It was an American restaurant, and they had burgers. So we ordered Caleb a burger, and I'm not kidding. That thing was the size of a dinner plate.
Well, it was a pizzeria it was called Wagon Wheel. So they had a wagon wheel sized pizza. And I taught at the Minsu Dashua, which is it's the foreigner university, but it's for foreigners that aren't Han. So like the 10% of the Chinese population that aren't Han, that's where they get to go. I'm not going to get into that, but that's where it was. So I got to meet some people from all over China, and this restaurant was right there, and they had like normal burgers, and they had this insane one, and you'll see it pop up sometimes in some of our Chinese videos with Caleb, because it was like,
we didn't know that obviously we're ordering for like a 7-year-old. We didn't know that this thing. I mean, that big.
The burger was it was like this. It was stupid.
Like inside.
Like I don't have it on this computer, so I can't show you.
It was massive. So that was really crazy. Food in general. I just never asked, and even if I asked, people wouldn't be able to tell me what I was eating. So that's all there is to it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of times we weren't sure. That's where the picture like that looks okay.
Would you go to the Galapagos Islands if you only had 6 to 7 days in Ecuador? No. And here's why.
I don't have the money for it.
It's really expensive. 1. 2, there is so much more to Ecuador. Ecuador has every ecosystem on the planet or something like that. I mean, it's just incredible the variety of things you can see. So if you only have 6 or 7 days, I would stay on the mainland and enjoy that time, and then go back another time and experience the Galapagos. So
getting to Schenfeld, always good comments, always good stuff on there. I was surprised in a Hong Kong restaurant. I ordered duck. They brought me skinned of duck, about 1 kilogram of duck skin. Wow.
But isn't that what
I can totally see that happening too. That's a great thing. And you had the hot, and they gave you the hot water to go with it, right? Yeah, I know.
There were things that you just don't ask. You just eat the food.
That's right. You just eat and move on with your life.
Babs says, Jocelyn, when you buy art abroad, how do you get it home? Well, generally speaking, Babs, I buy things from street artists and in markets and things like that, not necessarily like galleries and stuff. When you purchase from galleries and things like that, they will often ship it home for you. But generally speaking, I buy stuff. I like to support starving artists. And they'll roll it up and they will put it in a tube for you. Not always will they have. So like, for instance, Paris, huge art city, right? So pretty much everyone will be prepared with a tube. Peru, everyone had tubes. By the way, some of the best art, like from a critiquable point of view, some of the best art I've ever bought was in Peru.
We have a few pieces.
Yeah, I have. Like
my mom has actually asked people that were going back to Peru, could you go to this park in
Kennedy Park,
Miraflores, the Miraflores district, and go and get her some stuff. Yeah.
So Kathy and I actually want to go back just to buy art there. I mean,
that's my mom.
Yeah, it's incredible. But so they'll give you a tube or something like that, or put it between 2 pieces of cardboard. Sometimes I will travel with like a rather stiff cardboard tube that's about like this big, like 3 inches or so across, so that I can just roll up a bunch of different things and put it in that and know that it's protected.
So I'm going to give a shout out to Streetworks Media, longtime watcher of Walter's World. Very great content. Keep it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thomas B makes a good point. I didn't know so many things I ate in China, but it was so good. That is so true. I'm like, I know what it is, but I like it. And I would go back and get it again. And I'm like, don't tell me what it is. I'm just going to eat it. I'm just going to eat it. That's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Super Baking Mom. 2017, my husband and I drove from Anaheim, California to Boston and back.
Wow. Ding dang.
I hope you had cruise control. Dang.
That's wild. I hope you had a long time to do it.
Yeah. Furkan, what do you find weird in the Netherlands? Not too much. Though the idea that if you're not Dutch, you don't mean much sometimes can get people. But just be ready for that. Like, that gives you an idea sometimes. But learning about was it Fabo, where it's like you put the quarter in or the €2 thing in, and there's hot food in this little window, and you buy that. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, no, I like the Netherlands stuff. It's a good time.
If you could, Amar, I'm sorry, I can't.
We need to get like a bigger screen one of these days.
It is really small. Amar says, if you could get a free trip to any country in the world for a month, where would you go?
A month? With you?
Well,
anywhere.
Free trip. I'm like Bhutan because I want to go to Bhutan.
Oh, that's really true. Expensive. Yeah. And so she would take, you would take me to Bhutan with you?
I would take you to
Bhutan. Oh. So then Bhutan I have to worry about
our children.
Oh, well, there's that. And then I wouldn't want to go to Antarctica for a month, but I think
that would be another one. Like if I could have an all expenses paid trip,
I want to do like Israel, Jordan, or something like that.
Well, that would be really cool.
Because then we have Bhutan, Israel, Jordan, then we can yeah, they're close. It's small. Yeah. It's a month. Okay. It's a month. We got a lot of stuff to do.
All right, darling, it's 11 o'clock.
Well, okay.
You want to keep going?
We have some time. You're not tired.
I actually am getting quite tired. That's why I can't read things anymore.
Well, that's because
my eyes are
we're
getting
old.
sleepy.
Or I'm old. You're young and vivacious and stuff. Oh, Eat Bacon says, I've been traveling the world with you both on YouTube. Thanks, Frank. You're very welcome. I'm glad we can help out Eat Bacon. Terry Finley. My uncle traveled there a long time ago. Oh, wait. I can't wait to travel again, too, Lori. I don't know where you traveled to. I was a teen, so I never knew he was pulling my leg or not. I don't know where he went. Dang it, I missed that first part of that conversation, Terry. Mr. Means to Travel was helping out a lot of people there, but I fully believe that was Mrs. Means to Travel. Well, it's Means to Travel. He's secondary. Let's see. Bell Nomad asks, what's a dream country for you all to live in? Or what's your three? We'll tie it together with Eric's. Top three favorite countries.
Okay, so it's really hard. I would like to have my ideal living situation is that one day we retire with like a gazillion dollars because I don't know.
Lottery.
Yeah, something happens and I can afford to do something this asinine. I would like to have a little house on one of the islands, one of the isletas in Lake Nicaragua, and have just or in San Juan del Sur. I don't know. So Nicaragua, and I wouldn't mind having like a little place in Brazil, like a little tiny flat, probably in Sao Paulo because it's an easy place to fly in and out of. So I have those covered. And then I'd like to have a place in Greece. And maybe one in Paris. And then I have to hit Africa. And so I would probably pick Rwanda. And then I don't know, I haven't had enough time in Asia to pick a place in Asia that I know that I'd like to stay. But so basically I want like a tiny little apartment, just like a 1-bedroom efficiency sort of apartment in a lot of places so that I can see all of the world and just be bought from one to the other, with a big stack of books and a case of wine in each one.
There you go. So Julie Waters asked, do you ever have plans to come to New Zealand? So that is our end of year planned trip, is to be down there. So if things get better and we can start traveling again, then we plan to be down there later this year. So there is that. Okay. We'll answer a few more and we'll take out. São Paulo! Oi, Rafael, tudo bem? Eu passei alguns meses em São Paulo, tricolore, se não gosta de tricolore, não fala comigo, porque meus pais brasileiros não gostam de ti, porque tricolore é o melhor. Anyway.
Tricolore! Okay, where in the world...
Hey, first off, we got to say thank you to Mark Finley and our other fantastic moderators, but I know Mark is the one that's been like rocking it. I just want to say thank you to Mark. And Mark points out we just broke the record for the longest Walter's World chat. I think we did. I thought we had a longer one than 3 hours.
Mark, I'm exhausted.
Okay, someone is cranky.
Mark Finley, thank you for being a rock star, and to all of you guys.
And Christian just called him out. Shh, Mark, they'll stop talking.
No, I already want to stop, Christian. No offense. I'm just dang exhausted. Besides, you guys are all getting a chat on Friday, yes?
Yeah, so if you are a member here on YouTube, you can click join it and join up. If you're a member on YouTube or you're a patron on patreon.com/WaltersWorld, we will have another live feed on Friday night at 8 p.m. Chicago time. Which is when we started this one. Just move it over until Friday. We're going to have that. So we will have that going on. If you want to grab some of the stuff we've been showing on here to help support Meals on Wheels, go to pausetheworld.com and grab some fun gear to help you remember Quarantine 20. But also, if you are a creator, if you're a small business, if you're an organization, and you need some way to help raise money, because sometimes people don't want to give money for free. They want to get something if they give. These shirts and this kind of stuff here, you can sell it. Every item you sell, $10 goes to your organization. So do sign up. Do grab some stuff. I have this shirt that's showing up right now. I have that one. And let's see what's next. Oh, I don't have the You're on mute. I'm getting the virtual happy hour one myself. So that's coming. So pick up some shirts to help out some good causes. So we hope you can be there. And we'll be back. So Friday night for the patrons and the members on YouTube will be here. And then Saturday morning we'll be back for live feeds for everybody. It's open to join up. On Henry Martinez, enjoy the rest of your evening. She'll go to bed, so it'll be fine.
See you Saturday.
And then, but tomorrow... So tomorrow I'm putting out our Throwback Thursday, a top 10 of Ottawa, Canada video from 2014. So you can see me without a beard and with hair only to here. Don't worry, I'm still kind of bald. So, some things don't change. So you have that.
Mr. Blonde, it's okay to burp in China.
Yes, and
that thing is true, that burping is a sign that it's a good meal.
Yeah. And spitting means nothing. They actually had to have a whole program to tell people not to spit before the Beijing Olympics.
Sometimes on the floor in the restaurant while you're eating.
And I've actually taught Chinese executives here at the university I teach at, and we'll be in a classroom set, like an not just a classroom, but like an executive classroom setting, and they'll just and spit like
on carpeted floors.
Yeah, and it means it's nothing bad. It's
just what they do. But carpeted floors, that one grosses me out. Like I can handle the other, but the carpet I don't do well.
Thank you, Rebecca, for grabbing the V-neck globe shirt. That one that's just popping up by now. Thank you so much for that.
I do. That's one of my favorite shirts. Whether it's that design or not, we particularly chose that type of shirt because it's really soft and comfy.
Yeah.
It's not 100% cotton, but it's got enough cotton that it's okay.
Yeah. So Fierce Mice, I have not been able to say hi to you. Fun chat tonight. Oh, it disappeared. Dang, no, stop. Okay. Fun chat tonight. Good crosstalk and comments, and always fun listening to Mark and Jocelyn. Thank you very much. And thank you for everybody that answered other people's questions as we were going by. It's really awesome to know that we have such a great community and everyone's helping everybody out. It is awesome.
I love seeing this. I was telling some of our patrons and members, we have a little Facebook group that's just for them. And I was telling them about the community that you have all built amongst yourselves just makes me so happy. I love, there is nothing I like more than making other people get to know one another. And we've given you an avenue and you guys took it and you ran, and I love it. So thank you.
That is awesome. Jewel of Troy, I'm glad you made it even for the very last part of it here.
Bless your heart.
And Bonacos, is it considered rude not to slurp? The slurping part with the noodles is because you get more flavor with the air. That's what that's for. So no one finds it rude when you do that.
Yeah, it's okay and if you don't slurp.
Shut up, Mark. There you go. You got one for you.
I said shut up at some point.
Mariposa asked for that. Or did you ask for her to say?
Shut up, Mark.
There you go. I say it with happiness. She says it with such venom and just despise. It's just
but it's not.
evilness.
I love you so much. Oh my goodness.
Oh, someone picked up I've been wearing this shirt for 3 days shirt. Love it.
Yes.
We will be up in Michigan. I'm sure we will.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, everybody. Everybody, we thank you so much for being on here for the 3 hours and 9 minutes we've been up on here. Did you want to answer a question or two?
No, somebody was saying Mariposa that wasn't nice. And I was like, what would she say that isn't nice? Eric, we say shut up, Mark, because it's a thing. It's an inside joke.
It's such an inside joke. We'll have a t-shirt for it in May.
That's how much of a crazy
that Rebecca is saving money for.
But
thanks for looking out for us.
Thank you for looking out.
Somebody cares about me.
Honey, I care more than anybody except your mom.
And
that's
boys.
Only because moms...
Well, one of the two boys cares about me.
No, moms love their children more than anyone on earth. And then
do you love your boys more than me?
It depends on the day.
Exactly.
Hey, ours first, so we can build a good foundation for them.
Amen to that. All right, team. Well, we love you all. Thank you so much for being on for this. I wish you all the best. Sweet dreams, everybody, if you're going to sleep, and have a great day working. If you're listening to this as you're getting up for the next day, if you're our buddies in New Zealand or in China or in Europe or in the US or in South America or wherever, just know we appreciate you being here. And remember, tomorrow morning, we will have in 8 hours, there will be a top 10 Ottawa from an old school non-bearded Mark. You'll be like, whoa. So have some fun with that. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Mark Finley, you can always get April's shirt as well. It'll be great.
What did I miss that I'm not supposed to answer? I don't
Who do you
know.
love the most? The boys or me?
You know what?
They don't watch these videos. They'll probably watch it one day when they're all be like, "Mom, like that better."
If we don't love each other,
I know
first,
the foundation of
the
family is the husband and
foundation
wife.
isn't there.
I know. I'm
That's
there with
what
you.
it is.
All right. Good night. Oh,
All
Angel
right.
Pills in Denver. Good to see you. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Boa noite. Bye, Darian. Thanks, buddy. Be good, and we will see you all.
Okay.
We will saw you all next time.
Boa noite.
Boa noite. Bye.